Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana.
I am a bit particular about this. I wanted to ask about what you would do about the relationship between our MMDCs, some of them, and between them and their members of parliament. That is not quite stable. Thank you.
Yeah, for so many years now, we've had situations where some MMDCs and some members of parliament have had difficulty working together. I have, by God's grace, risen to the level of leading this house, and I understand how distracting it can be for a member of parliament to be sitting in Accra working and to have a DCE or MMCE back in the district undermining the member of parliament. For any group that is in government, it is not a good thing, whichever way you look at it. Because if you undermine each other, you are threatening the very viability of the political group. You are destroying your chances of winning or retaining power. And so for those in government, it is not a good idea. And for those who are in a position where the DCE is in one party, the MP is in another party, it is not in the spirit of the Constitution that you should not be working together. The MP has his rights, he has his common fund, and he's entitled to use his common fund within the framework of what the Constitution and the common fund legislation allows, and the formula that we approved in this house. And so I will use my knowledge and experience to try and then build a better working relationship between members of parliament and their MMDCs. So I can assure all members of parliament that my doors will be open so that if any MP has issues with their members of parliament, I'll use my, any MP has issues with their DCEs, I'll use my good office to try and make sure that I resolve the issue so that we can have smooth operation and running of assemblies at the local level.
You're welcome. I then proceed to give the floor to Honorable Alexander Akwesi Akwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Leader. Leader, as a follow-up to what the chairperson asked, when your name was mentioned...
You are to ask a substantive question, but
yes,
not a follow-up question. So I will treat that as your substantive
That's fine, that's fine. When your name was mentioned, we had a couple of MPs coming to us, the committee, and giving us questions with regards to their common fund and so. A person like the Tema Central MP just hinted us that since he came into office, his common fund has not been released. So we thank you so much for the promise that your doors are opened and we can knock on your doors for some of these things to be rectified. Thank you very much.
I want to assure him that immediately I assume office, he should come over. There's no basis for his common fund not being released. The common fund has been released by the common fund administrator and transferred to the assemblies. I believe that maybe what he is saying is that he has instructed procurements and those are not being processed by the assembly. So that I will make sure happens expeditiously.
Yes, any further question? Very well. I will then give the floor to Honorable Charles Agbebe.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Leader, I would just want to congratulate you on this appointment and welcome you to the local government secretariat. We in the committee will be supporting you very much. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Dr. Chiasama.
Thank you, Chair. And congratulations, Leader, for your nomination. As part of your portfolio at the ministry is the chieftaincy and the religious affairs sector of the country. And looking at the budgetary allocation, which you've been supervising, overseeing for the past 2 years, you realize the allocation to the chieftaincy sector has been very minimal. And releases to the chieftaincy too has also been very, very minimal. What will you be doing to ensure that the chieftaincy will be given enough support and to make sure that we can also clear the backlog of cases that are pending with the chieftaincy sector?
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
Thank you very much. The chieftaincy institution is perhaps, if not the most important, one of the most important constitutionally guaranteed establishments. And we have, in the Constitution, assigned very important responsibilities to the chieftaincy institution. They are both a legislative body and an adjudicatory institution, from the traditional council level to the paramountcy, to the regional House of Chiefs, to the National House of Chiefs. And so if we resource them adequately, I believe that this country will do far, far better than we are performing now. What I can assure you is that I will try and get the Minister of Finance to make adequate budgetary provision for the chieftaincy institution. But I believe also that there's a huge potential for revenue mobilization within the local government setup itself. There are so many fees, levies, charges, rates that we are supposed to be collecting that we are not collecting. If we collected those ones, there will be enough resources to support all sectors that are performing critical roles at the local level. And chiefs do perform a very, very critical role at the local and regional levels up to the National House of Chiefs level. And so I will explore, one, getting government increase allocation. Two, I will also explore getting the local government authorities to mobilize the revenues that are supposed to be collected at the local level and support the traditional authorities, because they really do help them in the governance of the spaces that the assemblies are responsible for. The idea of having a national cathedral is, in my opinion, a wonderful, exciting idea. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a national cathedral for the Christian community in our country. If you are asking specifically about the National Cathedral that President Nana Akufo-Addo, when he was president, initiated, I also don't think there's any problem with the idea. I think it was a good idea that was badly executed. Otherwise, I don't think there's a problem with having a national cathedral. I personally had issues with the location. I thought that the location would rather just increase the traffic congestion in that neighborhood. And I also felt that it wasn't the best idea that, given the availability of a lot of land by the ocean, that we hadn't elected to use those lands that were free, and then we pull down bungalows. The second issue is also that I believe that we should have mobilized a lot of private and philanthropical support for the construction, and that also, I think, was a shortfalling of the entire project. But if I am approved by this House and I become the minister responsible for chieftaincy affairs, I will engage the leadership of the Christian community in this country. And I want to assure you that if they remain committed to the construction of a national cathedral, I will engage the president, and if it is the wish of the president, I will wholeheartedly support and mobilize for the project to be continued and, God willing, completed. The idea of having a national cathedral is, in my opinion, a wonderful, exciting idea. I
am a bit particular about this. I wanted to ask about what you would do about the relationship between our MMDCs, some of them, and between them and their members of parliament. That is not quite simple. Thank you.
Yeah, for so many years now, we've had situations where some MMDCs and some members of parliament have had difficulty working together. I have, by God's grace, risen to the level of leading this House, and I understand how distracting it can be for a member of parliament to be sitting in Accra working and to have a DC or MMCE back in the district undermining the member of parliament. For any group that is in government, it is not a good thing, whichever way you look at it. Because if you undermine each other, you are threatening the very viability of the political group. You are destroying your chances of winning or retaining power. And so for those in government, it is not a good idea. And for those who are in a position where the DCE is in one party, the MP is in another party, it is not in the spirit of the Constitution that you should not be working together. The MP has his rights, he has his common fund, and he's entitled to use his common fund within the framework of what the Constitution and the common fund legislation allows, and the formula that we approved in this House. And so I will use my knowledge and experience to try and then build a better working relationship between members of parliament and their MMDCs. So I can assure all members of parliament that my doors will be open so that if any MP has issues with their members of parliament, I'll use my, any MP has issues with their DCEs, I'll use my good office to try and make sure that I resolve the issue so that we can have smooth operation and running of assemblies at the local level. Thank you very much. I also started as an assembly member. I just didn't have the fortune to be a presiding member like you. I'm very passionate about local governance. I think that the first thing people have to know is that it is the intention of our Constitution that assemblies should be self-financing. That's actually the intention of the Constitution, that assemblies should be self-financing. And your capacity to be self-financing is one of the criteria used to determine whether or not you should be granted assembly status. So you're supposed to be self-financing first, and then the constitutional architecture to share part of the central government revenue says that the revenue that is sent to you as common fund money is only for development, even though the Constitution does not define what development is. We all, understand what development is: infrastructure, clinics, and etc. But the management of the assembly, the expenses of the assembly, is supposed to come from the assembly itself. That we have largely failed to achieve. The second thing that I want to say is that when I was nominated, my friend, the finance minister, called me to congratulate me. And I said to him, I will be richer than you soon. That's to say my Ministry of Local Government, will be richer than you soon. And so how will you get richer than me? I said, because as for you, you can only collect VAT, and then you collect income tax, and then you are at the port collecting import levies and etc. But the DCE can collect revenue rates on every single building and property sitting in his district, and he can collect it every year. He can collect basic rate, what the whites used to call poll tax, on every citizen residing in that district, and collect market tolls, collect lorry park tolls, collect all sorts of levies. I mean, when you go through the Local Governance Act from section 137 onwards, you see the list of things that the assemblies are supposed to be collecting. The last time I sat with some experts to do some basic analysis, from property rates alone, I believe that the assemblies could be collecting close to 20 billion Ghana cedis annually. Just property rates alone, at very, very conservative figures. And so the potential exists. I was having a conversation with some civil servants a few days ago, and I was telling them that I cannot understand why the district in which Ghana Airport Company is located will ever be a poor district. And drawing parallels with cities like London, New York, Istanbul, you find out that the mayor and the local government authority has more money than the central government at those locations. We are urbanizing and people are moving to the urban centers. The agglomeration has huge economic potentials for assemblies. What they are not doing is just not identifying and collecting. So like you indicated, the first major thing I will do as minister is to put in place an infrastructure for us to immediately identify all properties across the country that are supposed to be paying rates to the assemblies. What we have now is we have the street naming and addressing, house numbering program. But what that does is it simply gives you the location of a property. and a particular address. But it doesn't tell you the nature of the property, the value of the property for the purposes of levying rates. And so we will embark on a major exercise of identifying all properties, having them properly described, and having them properly valued so that the assemblies can levy the appropriate rates. And to deal with the problem of people taking the money and pocketing it, we will also try as much as possible to ensure that everything is digital. And so it will be difficult for you to divert the resources. And we want to ensure that we try to understand why at the local level it is not being collected. When you ask the DCE to go to the chief's house and collect property rates, I'm sure he will think that you are, passing a death sentence on him. You may not easily have a DCE insisting that his constituency chairman should pay property rates. And secondly, when you leave it to them to collect, they may also end up leaving it in the hands of party foot soldiers, families, nephews, and etc. When they also are given that task, they feel that it is their reward for supporting a family member to become an MMDCE. And so when they collect it, they are not supposed to account to him. And so many dynamics are at play to make it difficult for collection. That's why for all these years, there hasn't been collection. And I also believe that in a lot of cases, the tax experts will tell you that some taxes are just not worth collecting because they're just not significant. And so I will look at how we can get a system that is centrally monitored, a system that is designed in such a way that it is totally digital in terms of identifying and valuing properties, totally digital in terms of the mechanism for payment, and totally digital in terms of the disbursement of the resources. I believe if we do that, we'll be able to realize the full potential of assemblies to mobilize revenue and deal with their development challenges.
Very well. Leader, I have a follow-up.
Who are younger than I am. I went to kindergarten in Accra, which was Tiny Tots. Primary school was Northridge Lyceum for 6 years. I subsequently then attended Achimota JSS for 3 years. I was part of the pioneering group for the new system, the JSS. And then I went to Wesley Girls High School for 3 years. After that, I attended medical school at the College of Surgeons in Ireland. And subsequent to that, when I moved back home, I did my master's in conflict, peace, and security at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. I'm a mother of 3 daughters and an avid environmentalist. I'm the 3rd-term Member of Parliament for Klote-Korle constituency. And by the grace of God, my vote margin has increased exponentially each time I've gone to the elections. I'm also currently the chair on the Committee on Security and Intelligence and the 2nd Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament. Thank you.
Our distinguished guests, we say here, here. We don't clap in Parliament. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Chairman, these are preliminary matters that border on the background of the nominee. Honorable nominee, being a 2nd Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament, may I inquire from you whether or not you've resigned your position, proud to come in here for the vetting?
Honorable Chair, may I respond? Thank you very much. The procedure per the Pan-African Parliament is at the next session, I'm to go back and formally hand in my resignation. Thank you.
Particularly after being given a nod.
Correct.
We then move straight into vetting. So I will ask Honorable Yao Frimpong Ado, who is the chairperson of the Committee on Environment, Science and Technology, to start posing his questions.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable nominee, congratulations for getting the nod to lead our ministry, the Environment, Science and Technology Ministry. That has been orphaned for 1 year now. You know, the environment is all about mobilization of adequate resources. See, the climate change, this phenomenon called climate change, is all about mobilization of resources to prosecute the agenda of the ministry. And it's all about this, the Paris Agreement. So we are talking about the NDCs. What is your opinion about these NDCs?
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
I believe you're not referring to the party I belong to. The nationally determined contributions represent the commitments that countries that are party to the Paris Agreement make with regards to offsetting the carbon footprint globally. It's Ghana's contribution, or Ghana's commitment, was to remove about 64 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. And this is supposed to be over a period of about 10 years, ending in 2030. To date, we have so far managed to offset about 43 of that, thereabouts. We still have quite a long way to go, but I think it's a work in progress. The nationally determined contributions are not, the Paris Agreement is not a binding one, and so it really relies on the voluntary contributions of the country. But normally, based on the commitments that we make, we're expected to actually deliver on them.
Yes.
So, Honorable Nominee, what you just opened your knowledge about the NDCs. What are the key elements in Ghana's current NDC 3? The key elements in this NDC 3?
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The main issues are to reduce emissions and then to also promote and establish green technology. And then finally, to also look at how we can perhaps trade in carbon credits in order to contribute our quota towards the global emissions.
Yes.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you. Still on the NDCs. What? It's a follow-up to this same NDC thing.
No, you are not entitled to 2 follow-ups, so ask a substantive question. Okay.
All right. So, Honorable Nominee, there is this, you see, from your committee, going around the various agencies, we observed a very disturbing phenomenon. That is high attrition rate among the trained personnel of GAEC, the MPA, Nuclear Regulatory Authority, the other scientific institutions under you, especially CSIR, there's high rate of attrition. And when you meet them, they don't seem to have solutions to it. Every solution must come from your outfit. How confident are you that you are going to reverse this phenomenon that has been with us for a long time?
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I think that to start with, the attrition rate that we see is not just within the agencies of the ministry. I think we're having a serious brain drain. And for me, I believe that we need to look at how we improve conditions of service of our scientists. We also need to make sure that we're resourcing the various agencies and the directorates and units they belong to so that they have the necessary equipment and the financial support to engage in research. And then also to make sure that they have predictable career trajectories. Those are three things that would be very important. But I believe that this is not something that I can do alone. What I would have to do is engage the scientists who remain to actually find out exactly what their issues are in order for us to arrive at a solution that is a win-win for Ghana and for the scientists.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman. But are you aware of Act 1124? It is the tool you are going to use to manage the ministry. It's been in operation for about 18 months.
So you asked a question, are you aware? Let's take the answer first, then you can follow. Yes. Honorable Nominee.
Yes, Honorable Chairman.
So,
yeah, thank
your
you, Chairman.
supplementary question.
Yes. This act has been in operation for close to 18 months now. And there are
Hamza, ranking member on environment. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations on your nomination. Chair, I really don't have a question for the nominee. I have closely worked with her in the climate change caucus, and I know her drive and interest in the climate change, environment, technological agenda, and I have no doubt that she will be able to succeed in that office as the minister. Congratulations. Thank you.
No. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will then proceed to give the floor to Yao Gomado if you are here. Very well. Then we'll move to the committee members since John Dako is also not here. So I'll give the floor to Honorable Patrick Yabwam. Honorable members, can we have order? Honorable members, let there be order because we have a tall day. I don't want to walk anybody out of the committee. So Eric Afu, will you remain silent?
Thank you, Chairman. Let me use the opportunity to congratulate our colleague and my very good friend for a nomination, and I believe subsequent approval by the House. And congratulations, Senator Dr. Rawlings. I'm happy your late parents would have been very happy to be seated behind you this day, not to remind you, but that the good Lord knows best, and I wish you the very best. I'm sure you got some briefing from the EPA before coming here. And at the heart of the fight against illegal mining activities, the EPA plays a very central role. And if you go through the legislation setting up the EPA, especially under Section 18 and the regulation LI 250, they play a very critical role. The DCEs, fortunately, we vetted the local government minister who supervises the DCEs. They receive monthly reports on areas within the district where illegal mining activities take place. The MAINCOM files reports to them, the EPA files reports to them. I want to find out from you how you are going to coordinate well with the Minister for Local Government, the Natural Resources Minister, and your good self, to eradicate or to fight this very serious canker in this country that we are all glossing over. And we all know the repercussions on the environment and our health needs as a country. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The fight against illegal mining and the subsequent damage it does to the environment and human life are an all of government and all of society imperative. And I do believe that the easiest way to address it is to have effective coordination between the ministries, departments, and agencies. And as you rightly pointed out, all of these activities are happening within the local governance space. And we have the decentralized EPA and all these agencies at that level as well. The regular reporting improves on transparency. It also helps us to track to what extent that to what extent interventions are making an impact. I believe that to start with, what I would want to do would be to sit with, should I get the approval from this committee and from the House, would be to sit with the relevant ministers of the coordinating, the relevant ministers of the various ministries that have an interest in the Galamsey fight, which would range from the lands as well as the local government, to ensure that we're all on the same page to avoid the silo effect. So that's what I would start with in order to have a proper briefing in collaboration with the EPA.
Thank you. Yes.
That's about it.
That will be all.
Congratulations.
Well, I'll proceed
That's about it.
To give the floor to Honorable Eleklima Kurugu.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, my sister. I have no doubt you would excel in your new ministry. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Honorable Shaibu Mama.
No, I definitely don't have a question. See, you're a very lucky woman, from Antwerp to Jalakope, two regions. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Is there a region called Antwerp and Jalakope? Honorable Hajalari. A preliminary objection, and all ears have heard you. So when you raise a preliminary objection, your preliminary objection must be ruled upon. That is different from you moving a motion for the House to take decision on the motion. So based on the fact that what I have heard and what everybody, member of the committee, have heard clearly is a preliminary objection being raised on the grounds, which grounds are therefore considered frivolous vexatious, unmeritorious,
Chairman, if you got it wrong,
hollow.
I'm straightening it.
Hollow.
I'm sitting right here that you can't do.
So I have done my ruling, and that is a ruling, and then we'll proceed to vet my Lord,
Chairman, please. Chairman, if you
judge nominee.
Chairman, if you construed that to mean, if you construed that to mean an objection, which you are going to rule, I am sitting right before you. If you cannot say that the horses are bolted, there's an empty stable. Stop it. This is democracy. Don't do what you are doing. I just got up for a second. They were calling me. You deliberately discharged Senator. I kept quiet. I knew the traps you were setting. I knew what you were trying to do. Let's not do this ourselves. We are not helping democracy. If you construed our objection and the motion to be nothing like that, please, I'm right here. You can rule. Let us debate it. Let's vote.
So let's debate it.
Yes.
So allow me to debate it.
Sure, I'm happy that you will debate. Let's debate. He can't say he's ruling.
Yes.
You don't have the power to rule. Let's take it, and then you use your majority
to
vote against us. We'll be satisfied. So don't do what you're doing.
Yeah, please.
Honorable members, with all due respect, after the ruling by the chair, there will not be any debate that will be open. Honorable members, let us not make the attempt to create a scene when there is none, or there should be none. In my language, it is said that if your farm is not long, you need not go to the farm with a big water can. Decision has been taken, and we shall proceed to conduct the vetting. So, honourable members.
Chairman, please, you've made your point.
I have heard you.
Yes,
I've given you every opportunity.
Yes, but can I make a point? Yes, can I make a point? This is a two-sided house. I'm your equal opposite number. Can I also have my bite?
Well, I'm considering what you are doing to be an attempt to delay and derail the committee from doing its work. So we are proceeding to vet the nominee before us.
Chairman.
Clerk of the committee,
Chairman.
I'll call upon you.
The clerk, you know the rules.
Accordingly.
That you, the clerks, know that in all situations, the committee is not a one-sided committee. The clerks, we don't want you to get into this matter. There has to be a...
They have the girls. They will have the children. But because to NDC people, imagine say ahinipa and kasa. So a typical NDC person, or your big girl, on fane da ni kan. MPP ni ko your big girl ukuruma. Yeah, kojo. Avo no bachelor say Transaco ni nana. Ah, 10 homes no ofadea. MPP ni kojo, when MPP ni your big girl ukuruma. Ungbida. Oh. And I mean, say between MPP and NDC, they'll be answering say MPP for per month NDC. I mean, never be hard more no correct. Because NDC for member almost on some home. Abdul say only get. I mean, almost on some home. I say. So I mean, but that is all beautiful. I mean, it projects the beauty and joy of democracy. But the other must say, na yamama kwaba yamama ha. Emra enewi dwumadi so senam di kankan medin na no to da ko me ka kire mo se Nyankopon ya dom na se NDC phobia kwanya me so me de me homema. I'll be contesting as National Deputy Communications. Omo ene me contesting nyina omo munim say adwuma na de ma because look, it's not just about, it's about say ye jina ama amanyuko no. And yenim the shenanigans of MPP. And we should have better match, not equal match. Equal match and can oh, say equal match. No. So we come to the table with so much experiential knowledge. beating them with facts. Baby, I'm person much bibi kakra wetiwa no. Ne a chrom say hey, we are born out of revolution. Kawanutum. They say sa gay. MPP ni girl no also pay you to organize no. Aye. Kwajo. MPP ni girl no, they also pay you to organize no the same. Girl no. Oh, MPP ni girl. Girl na national security call the few question pass no. MPP girl no. Oya Bama. Hey.
Now so I girl tina am I confused. Say.
Adenta kumi Obama.
Adenta kumi your bed and
I. So be to Obama. Eti. Are you serious? Me dey be am just so your bow.
Say.
Oh no, are you serious?
Johnny yenti na also your ba na say na ye bia na che.
I mean, anu say during elections some obetchel bibi kakra no me respond there no because unso ba asem there in fan asem. Are you serious? I don't take me your bema.
Say the yenti no onye bema. Wa kire
na me na boso nyina me ka so ba. Na don't take me. Let me say don't take me so no ni wi aso ba en wakonda. You see, sometimes
there's always a first time. So
but on the more serious note, if you have been Poma in the coming whenever, on the more serious note, if you have mommy yams some quasasams. Adenta kumi kunda. You see, when you have not seen war before, you talk carelessly.
Yeah.
So now even if tokwada.
You don't even you watch movies, you watch cancer skits, videos of war.
Brand level. Rwanda genocide no follow.
Nana,
in just 4 months, history say between 800,000 to 1 million a week, and that was 25% of the then existing population of Rwanda. It is a Nipadom or Rwanda at the time. And you joke carelessly with words.
Oh, sir, sometimes we be the mayor. Yeah, now a yen is on Casa.
There be on the funnels with the
well, but sir, you can't issue of war and to qua a con yen feniagro. Nana, emposa wudi unua fracas kekekeke abamuntem. Eno kra anye easy no ma emu nyina ebeko.
No.
Enti me hu obi a ode ekon nsam di agro a say nipa no.
Na adanta kumi kra de se makwada. Kwado. Sage no.
Also your boy. Dear boy, a man or a gentleman.
You see, when you do that, we follow with social media the big goose when every. How do you call adanta kumi a man? Say me na no to that come here man. How adenta kumi?
Ne bobre, ne say the nyankopo si.
Oh, I'm not even touching on his physique. I'm touching on the spirit that speaks through him.
Okay. O can say there.
Yeah. Aye. Oh, I'm not talking about the physique. I know say physical or bema.
Yeah.
But say mema kasa.
On Kebi. Okay.
Well, guy not see boss in channel. Abdul. Unzo wonu slim. But we okasa. Bema
Spirit, no.
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. On your slim sao. And I mean
so to say adenta kumi. Or no he na didi to to say adenta kumi.
Me so on sheda anya slim so sir.
Na am ka tia say.
Ebi wom.
Eti when spirit of men. That be na enye yan kana na kufado. Wante Ghana mo so. Ya try so be hand over. And akufado nko ntimi nyefo kokuruma. Ya try so be hand over. Because ye Ghana will. Even President Mahama no ono kro yo ade yi no krampo Ghana ye ne will man. Me na nka me hwe se ka be na trans kakra ba ya odi obi mra. Na nka be se me man 20 years.
Ono a na mpempo.
There be se me na campaign manager me se ye mpa so no do ne hweka.
So no we can Canada say on but nka.
But I'm imagining
or the 4 years san kan home man.
No, 4 years quite san. I'm imagining a Ghana. President Mahama. I see. The next 20 years. Tisenia China for Eja is Jinping.
Nka Ghana be do.
I tell you.
Ka Ghana he what can they say no? I'm imagining.
Then also can make a chance every year be very reshuffle.
And
you can crofo one who oh ben I am peso be ben.
6 months.
Almost year moment now sir.
6 months yeah.
And no grad why 6 months.
Edifu for.
Yes, edifu for no dey come to.
Yeah.
Grad how dey be club bomb pay President Mahama.
Yeah. Edifu for dey also be yeah. No, the aye no ye. No more break or hinterlands, grassroots ho. Eko bre pre to me no. Na the bia come do mo.
Oh my guys, yeah, me guys. Omo yeah, it the big keke. Sir, and this is squad now. It the big keke. Nana ki no go fa ki.
Nana ki yeah.
Omo anso na dey ayi ba no ababa say. E dey empa na business ya am. Some of these things I am in person, okay? But I am voice for the voiceless. So me a voice for the voiceless. Nobody should come and blackmail me because I'm contesting for elections.
Me
elections I may come and blackmail me say me co elections over me cannot create. Look, it's better for NDC to remain power for me to lose than for me to win and NDC will go to opposition.
Sir, for ya bo modin se nipa mi no Menya sure cross say omudu abankesie mu ibebia mo.
Na bio, na wan na mu abankesie no mu a. Asambia na aka no
frame hwan no wafa.
Na omo ho ahikura na ye omo ye from personal assistant to. Just omo di post kura say agency witness.
Me kai say one of ifo impanyimfo ibi a me pese me bodin. E ka say me mra na me mehu no.
Okay.
Ne personal aid. Ofrana oni ha o
aso
watu kwan oni ha watu ntimi ankasa kra no mejai
but oni pa akono so ni say wonu kra platform
mejai
afia okasa kwachiri
da bi na platform no kra do mo mfa nyehwe minim say no say wo ba ho asade ne besio
no platform no dey omo fire hwe pa.
Oh, they said they have
no, but they know what we can do here.
No, they have power now, so they don't care about whatever platform you are on.
They
don't
power.
care.
Is he having power now? Power is transient.
Well,
John Mahama won. He had power. 2016 was he having power?
No.
We must be like SSNM. We guide your thought process. Yes, we say power. You cannot hold it forever.
For now, dear, they think they are on top of everyone.
Oh,
you know.
President Mahama is just one. Okay, President Mahama cannot see everybody. Me person me bought sa papa we abaso. Usman Ayariga. And I am hearing how he relates with people. Usman Ayariga. And I'm saying, say, people like that have recognized it. Party phone. There are people we must always push. Ghana Fundi, me. I'm contesting for elections, but no timi mama come on to mu onokure ho.
Oh, there be. Elections cry they say win or lose affair.
Menya panyifo bi afre me a. I'm saying now contesting tin bi mama kan tin this in position. When we have a certain grassroots, you know na team painting kwa twa esuo, koye campaign in the hinterlands, to borrow your word, in cottages, in villages. May a bar power. And then it be a ministers, it be a MCs, it be a DCs, it be a office of the president, it be a mayors, regional ministers. Now we think it's a refienti. Did picture and obi picture, then we are sick in the head. It's about time you better not say who say without the grassroots there is no tomorrow. Exactly. So say let's project the grassroots. Branch executives, police. That my man can say me muntaka. You see a penny per 10,000, 5,000 NDC, they are straight. You can't say at the end of this way, to police.
Me a Ghana.
Every time from police, someone can't say. Now, you can't put there, you catch the Ghana for. Someone become underground, 5,000 must go to NDC grassroots. Because MPP for no person will be.
But I said this your man, Yanisa.
Sir, NDC, the father for all system. Professionalism.
Recruitment are as fair as this one.
It is good. It should be fair, but be fair using common sense. Because you can go to a position in fairness, but you can maintain power and continue your perceived fairness. That is if you take care of the grassroots. Okay.
Grassroots for the ain't mean for munia.
No.
Want to be in fact grassroots for on grad to play.
What was he saying? Esa
ni bebre.
Oh nia NEIP Erika J.
Oh, mama nchia no.
Oso obi anko.
Me nua be mama nchia ne papa.
Esa nka eyifo na buy no. Obi anko obi apply. What dey say? Then me ade a me mpene say oye NDC ni akoda. Oye MPP ni akoda. Na oye dwuma na ukoyi na di.
Na bia ne die. Wonso oye Ghana ni bia.
But sensitive positions dey ji na di. Because no obe yi wedi. Nefa
enye sakra obetimi asabotage. I'm telling you.
NLA papa ya alaji ya yeye no. Then alaji ya mom. Still yeye demonstration. Brenham home kotum. Me intelligence let me say me oye in charge manager of that Brenham home people no di ba me achi. Nti me den ye nto ho no.
Betum.
Enti me yesi wa me ba ya me yimu nyina. Me ma mun kofi.
Me kai na sade assembly maka ne hada me say there was this man I know that Gratis Foundation. I know Gratis Foundation is under Ministry of Trade and Industry. Na Mr. Emmanuel Asiedu Nedano, Mr. Emmanuel Asiedu. People believed those time NPP force were NDC ni. Enti bra o mo ba ye na no mo yi no na da kwakufuado. E de ni nua o say no fast you e no de ne e be share ho. What I say? Gratis Foundation a Ghana dia e Ministry of Trade and Industry ase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ana kufuado e de ni nua ba.
No be yi papa no.
But akufuado so on so e Ghana ni.
On so e Ghana ni.
Nti no many problem.
The MA patch and say there are some sensitive positions be like you were saying. Yes. We don't leave it to people we don't trust.
Yes.
So won't trust no one. You know. Ne mom wo ye no no hefa na wo de ne kro men nyan na jeje mu manabra bon koye basa.
Yes, so besa be burden.
Exactly.
Ti wo de be mo ye adwuma ni bi.
Enti mo ma ne nya adwuma. Ne mom sa sensitive position ne de ye nyini mfiri.
Go in the first place no. Or certain ideals. Only pa kononji ideologies ni. Or you there sensitive position to push your ideals because so who partner for they will never come to power.
Yeah.
It is or everything possible to make you fall. But sanka NDC for nation you are in common ideological terms. It will be push you that agenda. Since me American, it doesn't make me an extremist though. Say be a change and be NDC for no. It makes me a realist. Only realists largely survive in nations. Go and read about war, go and read about security, go and read about history. Most of the people they are realists. Donald Trump, permanent interest, no permanent friends.
Friends, they may turn later to be enemies. You know,
what is it?
You have friends in
let's create an officer and fair to everybody. Obi abeti me hobi. So MPP new, NDC new because 1.7 million votes no. And NDC from Kwana to Mama. So that one is there. But what we are referring to no are sensitive positions. Because look, Adia ma party be a co-opposition. It's not because party ni nyajuma. No. It's because party for ne tuaba no omo paba. Bruni from apathy. Almost all the times, if not all the times, okay, no opposition party comes to power. It is the incumbent that loses power.
Yeah.
Na me ka ta say nti onkro fo no be hwe say ma brekra me nkoto.
The man NDC lose power that time no no. Obi ni pa e ka say wo mo nto aba no do so.
Say no so na MPP lose power.
Exactly.
Maybe for crowd there, ebi cross and koto majo mahama. Their case was worse.
Otu wia no atwa.
No atwa say.
No atwa send say. Ma tuatia. Ma tuat me NPP ni. So ma tuatia NPP.
Say me made that form. Enti me nsura hwase.
No, the other form nsura hwase.
About them tuatia wa me say minister ebebo. Say na only large no.
And idea ya pass you opposition tana.
Anya hu ya penyo marking. Didn't no pray no. The whole jira no.
Oppressor.
I feel crowd or intimidating microphones and intimidation go baby. Now penyo marking, who can you intimidate in this country? Wow, you have the gut to slap a police officer. He thinks we are joking in this country. Any serious country, penyo marking should not be a minority leader.
Yeah.
You have temerity to go and sue.
They say people are just pushing him to fail.
Obi what slap a policeman who just hope bisa questions. What moral right do you have? Huh?
Ghana has said to be our and same sisi nyoma bi sisi odwen ho a wonte ase. There are some people a omote Ghana ha say ya keni kwan krasa sabri nkomo omo hunu awia when sabri ya lucky omo nyina ye de credo be say one ya tututum
the same for wo bo bidin
na na haye kwan ho
so
ai mebo bi a kire haye kwan ho because ye wo man mu na binum ka say nipa asmesi mo nchinu nkuno ampa wuye ana
ampa ankosi hwe
ekosi sen
hanyo bro ni kurum
na ekosi sen
obi program din
mo
ankosi hwe
mo nchinu munya na mo nkuno na watch pepe say na watch mienu so say abusumi o eventually the person died they asem ne kosi ye ankonkosi aga ya nya hwe amfa ho
na sema na kai MPP one ready bank of IMF also 2019 to 2024 gold sky lose to go smuggling $11.4 billion okay and no crowd the F 2022-23 fiscal year MPP almost a Bank of Ghana bokanen
good for
you boka 60.8 billion
good for
you transfer by 52 billion cedis from Ghana commercial bank account to an unknown source
ebesine
that be not you serious as a country
we don't
and could be $97 million be to amana friend cathedral nebesine yemfrobia obroni muni man sa and this is beyond NDC this is beyond NDC this is nationalism
sometimes I am tempted to say Ghana emrani favor binum
I
am tempted to say it because nana how can you tell me this when I kwasha ubo and I'll say radie say wo okuni mi di nkunim so ma mi di mampanyini bia Messi asodan e di amount David share body bi wan kofo man sika onu ankasa ni sika and wo de yeye kwabra ne nko ade ba ya wo say ye ma no kwan no mfo ma mu nyina sika tax ya me metua ebie wo so atua bie nana I don't have a problem with the National Cathedral idea.
In fact, I love National Cathedral
exactly.
But okwan na fast
but a kwan no aye fast so aye obi nankasa personal bosha wa hye nyankopon ne de e was say wo personal sika e na wo de sie we nyina ye jai amanaka
na yet Ghana pa no be say
and some business o Ghana has sometimes o dwene ho a ya na aye o say twese kan
okay ya the Kobisa president what saying Nana Kufa advice president
Dr. Bobie Mr. Digital.
Okay, the digital get the no pay.
Yeah, they don't open for the digital man. Yeah.
Nah.
It's on record.
Call. You could see same program, the flagship program of MPP also say big project. And also poor Lugudan. Mami.
I said one of me.
Was he a Vienna then na public account committee Kotransia is revealed to say you $12 million. Say as final to Pualugu Dama, you ko assign board in so and a basin look because he's contesting for what are you talking about?
Nana, me can found question. Mimi kuro mu boma kwan. Omo de share mo budget mo I think 2 or 3 or 4 times say boma kwan oh yeah the ama contractor emfidie guso omo ye wie at a point crowd omo ka so omo wie boma kwan. Nana gutters crying too.
Year of road omo ye 3 times. 3 years, 3 consecutive years. Year of road.
Uncle Siaga. So
I that is it. Uti ya craft.
Ti try the be ahia gu o mai mu pa atwa.
Yeah, fatu ya honso ne say. And not because such change na NDC, but because NDC actually say omo dogana. Inti twa say ye bo NDC no ho ban na aban no koso tena ban na oye ne mapa ema Ghana. Okay? And unti na to de bia ye pesi yi won tan no. Na ye yo na si 3 e won niam bi ho no. Na ye kai esan se afi en chereba. 4 years no ebedu sisi he. Aban bia no ho no betima he all the grassroots. But aban bi betimi ahwe grassroots ni bi. When was the last time one constituency executives free meeting? What was the last time in NDC? Your constituency executives free meeting. No be kura ba be kane how. Your bapa went you have forgotten the people. The same people that you would need in the coming elections. And this, nobody will say. Because if you say you'll not be given an appointment, so the party should go to opposition. What are you talking about? These are things we must say. Put the government on the toes. Yes, it's our government, but we don't want the government to fail. We must remind the government of the people. Mentiasie na course me nya kra de asem nkra mo appointment. Na no tu da kubu you on we ti me nua ba ko bi Gabriel. Gabriel, so wa onim. Na me free minister we. Na me free we. Na me enye sika asem no mo pe o.
Ejuma.
And some of them will say, oh my God,
Ebinum ede wo mo ho ekum wo mo ho aye adwuma no say grassroots ni because me ye adwuma e de aboa me party a nana omo national grant me nye say national for the omo tete cars e can say Land Cruiser mu e bo amra mu agburum
first next 6 months the party settle in about 1 year party settle in about 1 year 6 months
still
about 1 year 10 months
party
2 years settle
da ben nechina
young boy yin so ne ma me nim say we DNDC achia menene na force re no e wo mantam na wote no it wo constituency chairman na wo no MC ni MP no I just said John Mahama na be say adwuma na.
The most scary thing is now some of them are becoming bitter.
They are or they are becoming.
Well, me person may devil's advocate. Some of them are becoming very bitter. And so ombe kan omo ho ntem aye adwuma no a they should. Omo kan omo ho ntem no omo nya adwuma no. Na grassroots de wupew. As a political party, you can't do away with Brawe na so or Slim. You can't do away with grassroots.
Yes.
I'm on a party naturally bremo. You can say obi actually bremo you are they are the spine. The spine ni jroga say krunkron body na jroga. Enti efutuo no ebi nie omo be fa fine omo mfa ejina omo amoso Nana, we were talking about National Cathedral.
But we are kind of say yen touch on transport fare. You see,
transport fare.
And the many cost be You see, almost to too rough.
Unapproved.
But sanity party. And
then Accra Mayor will fear how.
Na Accra Mayor.
Accra Mayor will fear how. Oba fear how.
Papa Luti.
Onwa.
Also ye juma.
O say. Ye ma kwan so obi an to transport fare mu
an ya tum no ye den
ena mpo ye ma kwan se sa unapproved charges no a e kwan so na omo ye no eno so kwan ya bi ani ho
afia sorry ni aka nyina ebrofo
enti
when I see say
enti omunyai enye sa o mate tax force the tax force are working omo rewura why e be chew no omo de mra bedu na wonim se omo ye bi okumase ama na ye yie
Zuba
Oma ye bi okumase
Zuba
ama na ye yie Oma chichi drivers ni bi ama drivers ni kura bufu ye ekọ demonstration sit down strike say omo ntu car say omo na de omo pe aka say omo ebeto fam na say obi tini baby na so kasa ompene dia then they don't get it.
I think the Ministry of Transport no or my women no you share if I say almost free we from say
can say
aviation
there be omo hwe wiem nsachiraye
like
okay
transports
okay
say na aviation
yeah
as aviation ne and so de na de we no
marine
marine as eno hu hia yen meanwhile yem say ho say enipa say na fa shape so enipa say na fa wiem and enipa say na yen ye fotrotro. The focus of every government to me must be on the road. Because you dumb for no. Yes. As look, we should even have a policy a bit like I say every year. Young crack 200 buses.
And kasan kwasi asem excuse my language.
Na da bijan kwasi asem mu di.
En kasan sem hunu ne nyina to obetwa. Na ai panyini wo fi ha se ntene ni kwan se. Sebin preduasan. Nkwasi hunu kwasi asam no a omo di no. Ntina me dem preduasan to sebin no so.
Na atwim wo di aka wo di atwim.
Sebin preduasan.
Yes.
Nkwasam no do so. Driver need to me sorry all of a sudden was in the name I decided to fair. No atum. No ma
fi JJ.
Sa driver ni ye chena. Nana Kwabra Bobie Ansah. Me chia baby a wo bia. I say let's be a little bit radical. Well no, do sa kan kakra.
No kra mo bi hu.
Dabi na no why any shit.
It's against the law.
What I say?
Bofanachi.
Ma fi Bobie pa. Na me chia we wi baby a wo bia. Ai commander ye chia papa ma fi o. Wasi na don sa kan kakra eno nya nu bebrebem. We unsa na nka moja afifiri ne honam ne mu aba. Na wo hu sai nyo.
The radio.
What's say? Ntina mka say ye de nsa akeka na kakra.
So they can say do mo fen fetch fen kan mo bia hu.
Okay. Wo so de ne ye.
De ne ye because say we are also too educated.
Say you na education ni bia.
Ba o kan moja semunti.
Wo say?
Esa na kwa say.
O de bi say eho bufuma, eho fuma ya na moja wo. Ana manka say obi mpra obi o.
Ah okay.
E ma nyema no nse bone.
Mantini.
Obi oja ahofuma.
No, but if you am patrol to munchire mame. Send your washer say manage home. Complaints the doors. Real no Wilson. No to Laura Fair from La Paz to Alhaji Tabora has not been increased from 4 cities to 5 cities. Why not?
Why not?
Remember to what would say on Fabra Facebook. Say ya told Laura Fair more.
What I say? A hard dream. E was some penny for ye bibi fa ho. Na Ghana ha say no, emra wo ha wo kon emra e wo ha. They are laws. Emra wo ha. Mama ye live your life to say the emra ni Ghana ha. Obi asori anu wo ye de ope. Wodru market ni mu a ayi charges are na say prices are adwadifo ne pe e na omo de to nneoma so. Na nka nei ginger kakaduro ye nto. Nana wo ma wo yiri sika akọ edwamu ampatro ye atum why? The other man no tum na ginger ye nto 10 cedis o. Ah. Inyo. Over to ginger 20 cedis crown etimi you know the akwa no mienu. Oh no. No unkodwom. On say ya choose say asa umpedwom ko. Unkodwom.
But ginger 10 cedis in.
Opa ma be phone lines ni sesi a. Na bisa say ginger hon something say me say.
We in June ginger 10 cedis.
Oh.
Kwadwo.
Ne do do asai. Ginger 10 cedis no de be ye dan.
Trepe.
3 sasai.
Are you serious?
What can say 3 no do do say because ginger ne wo kese miensa.
Ginger.
Ah.
Akikadru.
Enye de omabubu afre na ayi ne hu no. Nketwa mienu eno no wo sisiri de atua wo ba na se wo de so ohwinim.
10 cedis.
Se wo pe onu aduane na pa ginger ayi akakadru. E de anu aduane a me se 50 se ne hyeto omo ye hyeto ikura de na se ya mesu omo. Because hyeto se wo ye hyeto a ginger wo de be wan de ginger bottle and wo beto ne be 10 billion. Akakadro boy.
Where else?
Mesramo yakunu num wey eya monto ayinum kanta akohomanum na twobo no so de eya monta anwene ho sa de me pa kam na kosie ne say yeti oman no mu nanso won men nimbra so doso nti enhwe ne ye
say no bright and sun it is true nana.
Ah
hey na say ginger e trade in to so you say.
Why can't toss ya sama mama in capital letters nana and now ko market na sa usu wuton toss 20 cedis e be ma miensa
mogu ma ban ne ma se
e be ma enya aban asemo
e no kore
enya aban asemo
e bia de no
ye na ye mia ye kon ye na ye kum ye ho
because
che me fa on kwachi na no me ko market na me se me to line anka twade one market o me call baby ni achechire ne 5-10 cedis me call baby ni achechire ne 6-5 cedis
obi ape no ye
di obi ape no ye enti oye nam se na se minim se anka twade bon sheda nya den sao. So what is happening? Okay, mento oh madam now one more sorry aba ho na wo nam say me man plan for 10 cedis me sika no me budget abro so. Me de mensa touch the akana me ho be kire me 2 days later I'll come and buy. Me call me ni ma na me say de mama musa ma me we nhwe. Na go me say madam pacho me to anka twade also a 5 cedis. Nana oyi ma me kan ya makoma ku 6.
So then means we no individual difference.
It is.
To any shada and yes,
and I'm catch us and ya buy some. And ya buy some, and ya bro, and ya benye, and ya trimodin some, and a coso maimo. And what's the shiny ye? Over Quaman so. Nanka me per se me touch it on something, but the air can soon hear pa.
Touch on.
And mommy, I shall near and fat, sir, and to abono. And to Nana. Now me can about National Cathedral some. So him say Rama Mayariga, Minister Designate for Local Governance and Chieftaincy, Religious Affairs.
Yes.
Okwaka National Cathedral some say oba say man penyi be man kwan na penyifo ama ne kwan a ka ordinance abeka National Cathedral no na wakosi aye ne yi na muzaza mo akra ne soma
o say
want to me say mama ya regret say
manemo
boy no ntie bi bo.
The idea of having a national cathedral is, in my opinion, a wonderful, exciting idea. The idea of having a national cathedral is, in my opinion, a wonderful, exciting idea. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a national cathedral for the Christian community in our country. If you are asking specifically about the National Cathedral that President Nana Akufo-Addo, when he was president, initiated, I also don't think there's any problem with the idea. I think it was a good idea that was badly executed. Otherwise, I don't think there's a problem with having a national cathedral. I personally had issues with the location. I thought that the location would rather just increase the traffic congestion in that neighborhood. And I also felt that it wasn't the best idea that, given the availability of a lot of land by the ocean, that we hadn't elected to use those lands that were free, and then we pulled down bungalows. The second issue is also that I believe that we should have mobilized a lot of private and philanthropical support for the construction, and that also, I think, was a shortfalling of the entire project. But if I am approved by this House and I become the minister responsible for chieftaincy affairs, I will engage the leadership of the Christian community in this country. And I want to assure you that if they remain committed to the construction of a national cathedral, I will engage the president, and if it is the wish of the president, I will wholeheartedly support and mobilize for the project to be continued and, God willing, completed. The idea.
Honorable Mahama Ayariga Ekano, but oyeme papa as the ba ana ninu aketwa no ade ba ko kan manage ho ne say o say he has a problem with the location, and I also agree say no you two amena we about traffic congestion here there so also President Mahama man ho kwan a say any things, but me person me kind say this is the list of our worries. Nana is a National Cathedral no and ka Ghana ya dwen ho kora ya wo mofra titi nuase sua de omo hia classroom atena momu nya bi Honorable Mahama Ayariga you sika ye fan kosi classroom bros man kwa sankola no emfi nuase ebi titi fam omo nya nkonya National Cathedral Nyankopon ka se wonya ba bi o God does not even live in any.
Na me say why na soma no a.
Okay. And number 2, the best thing I think Uncle Can Bebo Amri say $1.297 million amena no. Yeah, say you bet you
no mo so on be kata so say you do omu benum wo say omu benum nsuo na abegum no say you bet you wo say be yam wo.
The only time what
is that?
I agree say International Cathedral is if Ghana becomes a Christian state governed with the Bible.
Listen,
I'm coming. Then we build a cathedral using Christian money. Maybe a Christian, but Sikana quite a consolidated fund, no money GDP, no scanner in your woman. Muslims contribute, Christians contribute, Nananum traditionalists contribute. We cannot use national coffers to build a religious monument.
Exactly. Time and Mozambique 4% almost national mosque. No. Omuankasa omusika no mudi see.
With Turkish support.
Ene si ho fefe.
Yes, go pay Israel support.
Yen go pay Israel for no omom na meboa yen ni yen sibi. Na mom sa bre sika no a na na sika no enso me ye Christo ni. I am a Christian and I so much believe in a temple where ye beka se where ye Christo for dia. Ebe ye febe ye nika nkeye. Na mom omai no ye wo haw ni amane bebre. Already we have churches, big, beautiful churches. Aye kom kosum ye nyankopon. Yem fanshe. Oh, set me this a mental health, children and youth mental health project ebaye. Na na min hwehwe mu kakra mama hu se Ghana has say we don't have any mental hospital for children. We don't have it as a nation. So ye won kwala mentally omunye sound. Where do we treat them? For wani na ko Accra Psychiatric Hospital na ko show mo special children's ward ho na ko na fa wani ko hwa de wo ba hwe ya woni di na awotwe na wo besu wani ase ni suama hwene mu nyina afrifiri nsuo because nia ekoso wo man mu no so all these areas no ehia se ye push sika e de hye ho se me sorry one day na me hu sa aban na tie mene Brempoma Health Initiative Ghana ne na why na dwen say obesi mental hospital ba ko pe e de ama man ya eye nkwala de a ye beto ne din children mental hospital a kamani beje kamakoma beto me yam sa ho no ye hia moa ye wo mofra wo motetete nwiase ye wo hospitals a wo mu hia ye kan say renovations a bebrie wo bedru honom no me kwawo me third born nana me da fam e wo dodowa hospital me da fam because yes empani ho sa nyoma we nyina ye hia ska e na ye de aye imagine say oba a awo account na wo ko ye de wakoto fam wo wie ye wo da fam because yes empani ho. He said, Dodo hospital no capacity ni padodo omudi si na abroso ya ehia sempanyifo etiretire mu ne nyina wo ho akwan ho nsam enko so ye wo haw bebre honorable mama yarega mesra wada dachi bia so wunya ska na se eye fala kwan so na wunya ya don't take it to the National Cathedral na do dan kwakufu ado bo hye no ko hye eyo ne nyankopon asem se wansi no owu no okoduru soro se obekọ heavy ni bi mponi dia se no se mismanage economy no so obekọ heavy ni bia na mom se wankọ heavy no okọ amochebu abebu no so odi nyankopon din esi atwetwe wa hyebo no wani so
am se wabre
na memre na ayi ensem ni bi ho ma ya na abofo
bi na wo de adwo akoma na wi a na me ready
adin koma
so fa we jiju akoma
matia
abusua Yura Samuel Ado Otu Esquire NDC National Vice Chairman hopeful ye ni be din komo but senior menu aba no wa hit no em se we ya na betimi aboa no
ministers no omo wa so unim ana unim
so
hey omo fifa for omo ho ani ade a
when we can some fifa for omo ho amba
so omo fa omo ho like omo ware ma fa o se me kunu ne me yire nye sa na ho asem bi na me
ti ho asem ho
sa
omo ware omo
omo ware omo
control fin kokoro
control
yeah very ahwana ware minister be na
the higher kwanche me ya na na aloya fo nso so e ware omo ho nti na me tu kwa me kwa achefo se
yesi woni akudura ba o se so obodi
oh jawasem
na yesi minister be ngare ho
na what today
are you referring to anything na because you are being mischievous because say honorable Mahama Yarega wife but enye no kranka me say na wife MB no
and I make
beautiful woman
she's beautiful
woman
but say omoya sa so a na say ministers were ministers politicians were politicians a lawyer for were a lawyer for say nye fair o say e was so mo mix yeah mix ade no na nka journalist for so mo were
journalist
e na kwam kwache ka say journalist man pe journalist mema
because journalist mema no
niska
by design of the job no akwesi teacher juma
wakatua wosoro
eva
esoro
journalist for no na ya
dia na ye
eti no say chrome ha say radiam fafi na in centrally na pesu di ya so blackmail I just say utwa ntro I just say
simple life and na now ka simple life I say what polish no dodo ubedi hia ubedi hia enti na say unsa e kan say journalist bi on was me a political journalist come
enti wo de me ana say
enya wo na meka say wo de wa sheda ko all out say enya wo na me ne wo kasa e wo binum wo hono mo a one day o say na djuma a wo ye nyina no e political journalist enya enne kra nka mente say de ni bi kra da
your political journalist
me na meka
okay
enti no de e wo hono no enti journalist for mo ware wo ho why kenya bad but mun niska enti na ma no wo say ye
djuma ura no mati
ye djuma say no e ma no say da bi e wo so polish up ne ade so ye be fa mo a ye ho be kire yen mama nche tiefo na me na tiefo nyina se na
na afia brimpoma hene ase na next year by this time you be shock the likes of afia journalists who come yeah when you can say Alhaji Seydou Agongo I will not be surprised say obeka say obefre Dr. Baki triple their salaries only mema
no kwa danke ye be demonstration
na se ye de ba be hwemo
na se mema no so yi bi ema so yi bi ye
na ema ware mema okuruma
ema ware mema but responsibilities no so dodo no a ema ne na efa
ema niska koi abuza for that's it live on Accra 100.5 FM ye ba be din komo itel so this will be the first part of our conversation na abejafo so atena se Samuel Ado Otu so of course namesake name the Otu more of an Akwapim name. Otu should be a gun, I suppose. Samuel Ado Otu Esquire and Timre Nimini pa set Nyakopon Yadom na NDCB choir or per se or contest na ye NDC nyinamu titreni abedi achiri tumino ye de shenesa. So he will be contesting as the national vice chairman hopeful NDC's tickets. And if you are more, you know, I think I've seen his flyers around, but I think it's the first time you share me. Mira, me waha na me wakwaba. Jumedi anything the Citizen Show. I have Accra 100.5 FM.
Me that's it. Me jo so na me chia atiefo nyina. My form were hanging answers.
Great.
Mamma Monio.
Yeah, that's
it. Moya Diama Ghana mine.
A Jumapa Edas.
But me say more Casapa NDC grassroots. Okay. Say how Mokumune mania sebe dodo na no express se aban na ba omonya bibia ne nema me gidi se sebe wo si dan a ye foundation e wi awoda so a enye yi this esi dan ne wi ne eboso na ye ti simpoma nyina wi na obi atmanya baabi ada correct nti esre se aban no say na wire foundation na all the economic indicators no ACC the eda no bigidi se enche bia no eno na ba foundation a yebesi dan na ankasa susu na windows ni nyina ba na obi anya ba bia dama na hoto
waka say pa na sebi eka president Mahama anka yini help me makwa say the voice of the grassroots enti ni mebi ho no a ye kan na ye kan ya nkrofo no feeling because sebi there are branches be branches no. I started as a branch youth organizer, branch chairman, constituency, co-opted executive, and idea. And you realize that most of the time the presidents and the leaders oh paper. But empenyufu you do sisi apona no. Oh, ensan ko wonu twa onani. Eno na ye problem. Ebi okra pesuku hu panyin kra obi so epi. Na so be hunu panyin no. Oka so be jiska. But they be no be here simple letter. Yes. How they call baby for certain credence. Oh, tina ye man for no and so we had our people, most of them were qualified for police, or we shouldn't politicize the police. Sometimes sensationalism it me can say be but of course offend this new police. So my try reduce on.
Oh, say no crowd there this we Ghana ni.
Exactly. Free Togo.
Enti you know. Sabi said we put our man afia no de bomo yen. Nti ano so dem fi say once say nipa no so wonya MDC ni or MPP ni wonya MPP ni no wonya NDC ni or Ghana ni nti Ghana fo na ye fo na obi anso ono so wa ya ma na ye so de
nti
se de wo ya ma hwehwa de no mpepa ne nsakwa nti bibia nsi ho kwan say aban no be head aye deliberate na say party no so be head aye push say enema we de e wo say ye de me de ya na me kra me kan say nyese obia kwa na obenya aban mu adwuma a ese se party na head ye deliberate and conscious say you be make sure say opportunities awa ban mu no anka party ba bia benya bi be kwa da me disease kwa na aban mu adwuma mpo de duru ba bi na wo hwede we ya politics ni si ya na head anya akono kase but say mfan say ye boa na party members no etimi abiebie wona ankasa adwuma na aban contract ya wo man to say road construction na the moketua bi anwea supply kra na the ama obi na ono no ontu anwea ne mra na gates nso no ya the part be so am obi ne nyina me fisa nko obi anso benya bibi kakra aye nti ye hono nso no ye mpushi hono nso na ohwe bibi de say adwuma wura na national apprenticeship a omo nso mo fa trainers ene ada yifu a omo nso ya consultancy work ne masters omo nso aso adwuma ba bi from so me fisa hono nso no so say hwe hono nso because ho nyina no say ayifo nipa omo ho nyina ye omo ho daada ya obu ha wa ya adwuma na for 8 years I say obi nso so ba no nso be ye bi no nso nya experience nti hono nso me fisa ya impushi national apprenticeship omo ye in charge no ene adwuma wura afo no nso no nso so mo ama ye nkrofo no nso nya consultancy work ni bi hono no nso so enye
Mr. Otu I am maybe sakra say so be steady. Most of the time, you're too abewie, and now you're too aba. You have constituency executives conveying meeting. A born bomb say regional say, in some circumstances, national say. They are quality ding. Inti we are truly ding, we're a carpenter or branch way. We are truly ding, we're a mason or a branch way. We are truly ding, we're a lawyer. Except to say, data no, ye touching it. But if indeed say sad data na ye and Crawford the or Donny paper, I'm not saying we can help everybody overnight, but I'm saying we should be deliberate, and we are not deliberate. We are not.
No kura oh said the woman say party no say be ye petumi na ye nyina anya ahoden ye. Na ye nya tumi no na say akonwa na beto ho wi a
na be individual interest.
Sa na akwakoye. Ana say bia unse yesi abusua bomu yu na nso wura mu adua bia no ba bia esie nti akonwa na beto ho no mu afi na e ba behwe say why na or free the appropriate family and lineage So we ministerial appointment. I see a channel regions. Nti yesi bi Ashanti region mu de say ya. Ɛhɔ no ene nneɛma a me fi say ya na duru ba bi a ne selection no ya no ye meet. Ɛhɔ no ade a me fi say bi a wo say ye hwɛ. Na ye ni na nka obi a ye man appointment bi anka ya sign nkrofo bi a won so behwe om. Ɛhɔ no me de wo kan to me say ye deliberate about it. Nti yemra duru say wo say ye hwɛ na yetimi hyehyɛ nneɛma ye. Na form for no so no etimi because a party be able opposition and as a party be able to me e ono an party for
you know to him say your bar power 1 month 10 month 1 year 10 month
yes
as we be a deal with journalists some of the journalists na maintain that there and Fred that intino one you see certain thing we did not say on radio aya obi to say Samia Oku or MPP ni. But when it comes to mastercraft of certain agenda, but I'm sorry. Obi to say former Minister for Information, MPP, or the saying, upon Kruma, and our main information, upon Kruma. So they have what we call certain of agenda. It will be Peace FM, obeti or mine, obeti those times, joy work for them, obeti Sancro Joy for 3 station on the same. I don't Assassin. The same song. When was the last time our people call us say this is the issue, tomorrow this is it. So yeah, no discordance. Yeah, but treble our crefem. SYZ Omobo Auto. Ufri SYZ Auto Kwahoto FM Omobo Soprano. I am speaking to us in parable and I'm saying that when we neglect our own so fast, the people will not be there for you forever. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying this with pain and passion. Because if all of us keep quiet always, the party will run into a ditch and there will be no party to give anybody a minister. But when we speak up for the truth, the party will always remain. And even if I don't get, maybe my kid sister will get somewhere. That's the point I'm making.
That is true. But one who say, and I can say, no share MPP bar. You say, omoye nepotism, ne egocentrism, ne selfish agenda. And no tina, a ma Ghana for you na dear for show, a 2 bar, omulusu, kasia, a bin sida. Osha, a ban ba, you know, and this is about power 10 be or say. Obemba Kisho so be a benya be said the Odi Kanka and say, you had there deliberate not party for man also in your bibu. They say no, may Giddy say, young fan say first year no buying no the Ashisha foundation in macro indicators, inflation above from interest rate and society. Na young say, if free next year economies no dear na a bit to me as ye. Then you can't hope into na yin answer ye Pessia dear who Jim. Na ye na ye to me bois. Na say, and yet direct appointment kwa obi benya wa ban mu a ye betimi abo ma party for no so no etimi abiebie wona adwuma and I say every region district bia no so ye betimi abie adwuma contract ne nyuma hodo a ye ba ho no nyina so no ye nkofo betimi agibie eye no kure say party no sebe ye party a wo ho no mo ache na so no ohia na e wo mu no edoso ya wo se etimi head aye deliberate ne eboa.
Because we are coming to our conversation briefly, but it's all important because me, they be a make us a me Ghana Juma, but me promote to John Mahaman so. But what I'm saying, Intihano own no Ghana won't he have no dog Ghana be him say a woman say a project city agenda by Mecano cry. I may be someone say NDC when are we going to create millionaires? Like, say you better deliberate, say, Mura Otu. Contract here the amount. Okay. Maybe so. We are Ghana new.
Oh, sure.
Come on, you didn't be who say MPP no NDC no Ghana.
Sure.
And the same people in a year. And NDC no so
yeah. Bet my year.
And maybe I say $50 million. I'm just giving an example. Have like, maybe I say 16 regions. Every region, we are deliberately take 20. Just raise them up. And the NDC core position, they be no more stress because they don't create millionaires. ye de father for all ye de yesi ye ne be ni yi ntini bi ye ni yi a na nkrofo na bidi ni ye ni yi na nkrofo na bidi enti inconsider ben ye be ni yi men before bidi inconsider ben. So why don't we build our people? Ni ehunu so man no ye build ye nyina ye build ko ba ye as a asoro abofo hey no okura SS certificate emfa for university ni enso okoto aba ne de wa hunu se kokurumoti ni school for university ni MPP ni ode SS ni be ko gu system mu ye adwuma wo ye de ba ye se da bi ne enkrofo tifie. I'm saying we should change away from this paradigm.
Yes, no correct. But one who said mpanimfo bu baby say dua eni hina no yempan na ban. What I say? Dua eni hina no yempan na ban. Nti yemhwe say na foundation asset no. Na sabi wo ba communication ameso me ba national advice no. Me
ba deputy
communication ameso me ba national advice no. Yemhwe say ye koduru ho no mo yenye the same thing.
And also na and no, what is it good?
Because ade amahu ye ni say mpem bebre no ye wa kira ye be complain but ye koduru ho no mo wi a na ye be even worse than omo anombo. Me feel say ye nhwe say nkopot me boa na ye koduru ho a ye nko ye the same thing.
Amen.
Na ye be boa na ye timi den sachira esene fata aba na party for na hunu say ampa.
What can I say there? What can I walk? Me but one Mr. Samuel Adu Otu.
Yo me da say. Okufia Samuel Adu Otu a me ye lawyer ni. Ya me san so ye banker. Me ye sika ho adwuma. Na me san so asua sika asem ho adwuma ye. Ya be fa ne say brofo ye kan say economist. Na me share me adwuma dia say no adwuma me ya pa ne say me boa sesebe enipa benya fa ho de wo sika sem mu. Nti wo hwa ma timi aboa ma santima mu no rural banks be miensa maboa ama nkuru ahodo etimi aka omo abomo bie asori ahodo no so ne communities bi won so a omo ha odin se de city no matimi aboa omo bie credit unions ene de kekekeka ho apart from that no isan se me lawyer ni na masan asua enwoma akọ mi san so kire emra e wo university mu Central University Law Faculty. Ya meche emra wo hono mo.
Okay.
Maboa ma sebe nipa no bi nsusu atimi aboa aya ma omo bi omo construction na cleaning companies a omo de ye omo dwumadie. O ba politics mu amedi party na chi ache ya sesi aye kase no. Me na me ye finance committee chairman of Ashanti region. Ya ebre bia na party no betu anamo na ohieska no ye boase party no benyeska. Wo hwe abaye etwa mu ya 2024 ye boy ema ye the first fundraising our party ni mu ya Ashanti region ye na ede nimde ni nyina na ade ba ya mfisa national mu nyina nso peke bia ede kwa yetimi resist ka sebe na nyeska kato a almost over 12 million Ghana cedis a ye de boa ye hye party campaigns structures bebre ma Ashanti region chese MPP for ho hye wo mu ye pa esanso ye fundraising wo about 32 constituencies ani nyina no ye de resist ka sign edi akire bi eye campaign monitoring na hwehwe se abana ye to no se bi obia ntimi fa asokwa enkwada ne ya chenchena na ye betimi aya ebebo ma party no akosoro ma ye niam bebre in terms of party ni nyuma de me de akire bi ache na de ba ko a me fa ne se me nim de ya masua wadwuma bi ehu ne de kaka ho na ma hu ne se party fo ma no ebre no initially nanka bi mo kra say obi nkamen ko regional secretary na say but ye ne executives ne adne trans on hu say nche bia na yenua Samuel Sapon na say of Samuel Sapon men ka busuafo ya plane crash ma ni free mu yenya obi ambesi na 90 no
mpa if you mo kra nka ye de replica so no so asantini
patros
but ankanya bado
nti no memra na membesi ana na yenhwe na sabe se ya President Mahama ene ne mpanimfo atimi ahyehya ma financial and economic indicators ni nyina agina yie no ya memfanse de dan kase na ankasa ba besi foundation ne so no ya hyehya mpoma ne betimi aboa na yenua no mo asabe wontimi enko school no ache no kwa betimi ne TVET for aya arrangement na sensa no dwuma bi ne yɛbɛhyehyɛ ma ɔmo special ɔmo nso so betimi anya bie na ɔde abie wɔ na ankasa adwuma na aban no opportunities bi wɔ bia yɛde bi aso ɔmo asene na ade ba ko amasan hu ne sɛ wokɔ ba bi bebre ba your senior citizens are more party na Juma coach na bebre na no sabi so lose power no free executives na party no I forget the cry and on say ya hwese nka ye betimi conduct audit ya census na sabi omo di be 60 years and above ekono ya sabi woni bibia ye betimi create some package bia sabi so me bia kakra bi kwa na betimi dia omo ana say medical bibi wo hono na say nuro kwa na pharmaceutical shop bi be ya arrangement na betimi abo omo eno so no ye betimi omo some special card bia bo so me bia no ye betimi support omo sa de no be san so any mpanimfo odwene ho say sanke itimi create some special fund bia yeah ye betimi de I invest wo companies ahodo mu mate say some multinationals bi krampo o Ghana ha no mu a yes some foreign political parties bi na yo modia bibia ni ho a sebe nka chen se nka sebe telecom companies ye wo ha ya kasa nke bi ya party ne dia eyan so na ye run ya executives so ye ti aban ma bi no na ye nso ya nkasa so ye ma saa adwuma ne bia nso de boa ye nkrofo na ye betimi nso asan abie cooperative adwuma ma ye ne yie pa ma ya che pa ya ma ya che de bia ko Japan ne nkura hodo so nyina bi de kam yusu senka every district bia no ye betimi de ye numbers na ye wo
Japan na ko bi wo Japan
man ko bi ho me kokosu aho ne ma
okay
because that me chese o mo no ma ye cooperative na kwa chire
anti wo akwada mu
ya wo hwe se most of the restaurant kura wo Japan no bibli na no ye cooperative
okay
ya o mo nye restaurant ne so mo de pemfa so ne momu se o mo members no benya aduane asabe ahoden wom
okay
ne ngoye anuane asabe obi pa ne mfa so nti no o de ne ma ensem fata efra na wonya mfa so bibli
okay
nti ye no no ya de a wo hwe se nipa bibli no obi a wo microwave anaso obi a wo gas cook awani fia sabe wo bo hoka na obi akoto cooking utensils meanwhile no so yebetimi dia afa no kra nso create employment a ho hia se sabe obi abaso na papa no aduane woni fie na ode ayesa de no nti ni nyina no ye kwan ya efi se yebetimi ye desa nim de yebetimi abeboa na nka district bia na se constituency bia no yebetimi abie cooperative se wo ko ba bi de sa atwoma kwa nwoma a matimi abo mo mabie cooperative mienu wo ho ya no se no de ya na binom ka se ye o mo de kra ne se sebe eyi ana se bibi ba na ho atoye nkyere mbi to omo a obo na ni an no wakọ no hakọji bi okọ aso ya bo omo nso abie Islamic cooperative ho no mo a eno so ebo a omo atwema nwa biaja so ho so ye bie bi ho ne de keka ho nyina adwoso so ye bie bi ho no mo a ni nyina no ukọ te se Western region Amenfi Central eno so ene MP no so eka bomu ne abie ebi wo hono ne de keka ho nyina no nti dwumadi ayi de no efi se yetimi nya tumi no na ye kosoro hono mo a yetimi boa na wo hwe numbers ya nke bituma set bibi ti say insurance company na say welfare scheme bi a eye insurance in nature ya ye members na asebe omo di akiri na wo kono okopra obenya ne daso me nanti ma huni say Ashanti region wa akwa ye campaign nipa be ye miensa anan ya omodi moto nya accident omo anu mu nyina omo sin nyina adwura to agu asebe yen headed ni special policy bi e de hwesa nkrofo no last year me refer mienu e ma konfanoche doctor so omo nhwe omo na yen hwese de ebetimi aboa me ne mpanimfo bi nso kasa se ebetimi nya sika na de ayesa adwuma no nyina de aboa omo nti me fi se emra duru se aban no eye bi de boa no ya nso ye beka en ho abom ne abibie nwuma ne bi na ye nso ye de aboa ne enuanom nso anya adwuma ye na oman ne nkoso no any project ahodo no nyamse betuma benefit from
enkoma obetu so a say no na ehye yenkomodie na se largely never grassroots no and besen kam sandu ra kakra na oti we free ho no mame esan say juma yi de nyina ne party bi ye nyina ne fapem kese no ejina wono a ewo fom party yo no akwese potokasem ne ye friend ko na hunu se astronomy no ye kete but asie ne tetere. So in party governance, the higher you go, the smaller it becomes.
Yeah.
The lower you descend, the bigger it becomes. And I'm so happy say it is big at the base. It's a formula and a fapim and a foundation. So it means that when the foundation is destroyed, forget about who is at the middle or the top. You are gone. And that is why party be a person you're strong be. You don't joke with your foundation. Now, me issue is and I my question is how do you intend to tie what deliberate plans and and let's say for now you me quite say in your campaign, but yet to one fat and you may be saying before nobody uses this against you. That's why I'm issuing this disclaimer. Campaign policy be the deliberate policy by now I solve some of these things. I know you cannot solve all. Now I say ye to aba ye hia obia ye to wia ye hia kakra bi ye to aba ye mfa nso bia ko school bi nko school kokromoti no de faculty ye to wia fe ne be kokromoti akọ school ye to aba kwase bia amra ye to aba ni wia nyasafo. Like, how are we going to speak to the hame tell me to me boy bisa answer question? Because in your idea well, you realize we get there and we forget the people.
Yeah.
Obi at the NDC fiti Rollins time. Senior Basso Kruntobi.
Serious and there no credit. Now said they now can also say we share me say me tagline and answer me slogan and the name and say if we are able to secure the base of the party, which is the grassroots, that is the only way we can sustain the future of the party. So without the base, you know, you insecure our base now just stronger. Party in the future. The idea, as I say, head I deliberate. Who said me the can't say? Idea back on here and say, maybe if you say, as I said, party is so be able to reduce. But dues, you know, a dear dues, you know, how do you call it? You issue cars, gold cars, ne other nema ade. You bet my deliberate na ya head a special fan sabi companies ni ade ya beto aba o mo support you ni nyina no. Omo mra me support you because you pese ye some endowment fund ye di ba be ye deliberate investment in enterprises. Na aside that, you know, those big companies na ba be invest say if you say even manufacturing company bi na pese kom, technology company bi na pese kom, na yetimi raise our funds no from the public. Ya companies ubie companies awutimi ko capital market ko raise ka, utimi ko raise equity, utimi ko raise debt. It means so ne say be a minimum obia ntua bibi say cooperative form no de etwuso minimum amount to obia contribute to omo ma ho de ye kese ne bitima contribute to kese but ne say said they solid for etimi come ho bom etimi si asondai kese etimi ye branches all over the nation no. The same way any ebetimi de ye numbers na ye won be 4 million and 5 million no ebetima ye deliberate ni aboa no ni aye sad ni asan so akọ afofra oni ye ho assuming say yatimi aye ne yatimi abi de say insurance company ya party for vehicles or movie so nyina no na omo de baba invest abe ye omo insurance we ho omo wo fie ni ade nyina no omo baba ye omo insurance we ho ebetimi create employment bebre ukọ ba bia DVL ni ade centers nyina wo nyina no. There are several opportunities I members no betimi akotena ho no mo a omo betimi aye insurance of vehicles. Say the medical credit union ni ade no and head in here capital kese bia the here members na abehia na omo nyina ajatum say minimum amount obi abetimi contribute ni na say 200 cedis kwa na obi contribute as minimum a na yetimi nya office na start na ye electronic platforms a de yes animal de loans na aban si oba be ye women development bank ni ye no omo partner na adwuma kase na ya ye na ede mfaso oba no edibi koye another funding wo ase ho no ma edibi ma grant ne loans on ketua interest ukwa aso ayi sisi ya credit no no mo bi ho mo ngi interest omoji small processing fee pe
but I don't know political
Debbie
political. So now can you a brilliant idea our person will translate it on the political sheet but only pa no grounds one no you find grassroots no we just win 200 cities no compare we in what the ababishim. I'm talking about a group of people they feel maligned, they feel sesebi nyomudi So how do they raise that initial capital of 200 cedis? No,
easy
to make the idea.
Easy. Say you be no say a normal cooperative idea. Even say no baby bro ha be ade and say obi a want me raise say can dey and say wo de nipa 5 and I say you kura ba no mutimi eto minimum shares no a ya fa wo say wo ye employee wo ye agent wo a wo ntimi ntua no
na wo ba shim
ya fa wo say wo ye agent a numbers do a wo betimi di aba no no obi a ba mu a omutimi eyo omode no ya won so nya automatic qualification for shares ne betu a aba be member ya benefit bi o bia won so ya entitled to even those ones crampo no a enye to say ya in a political lands. That is how it is run.
Okay.
Yeah, no so no bebre na so timi a benefit from it. And I feel cooperative but aye e wo mu no ye say obi biara betimi adi ye nti mpem bebre no emfa so crampo no a cooperative nya no mpem bebre no ye heada nche ne se etua dividend ye hwe ne say if you say members adidie na enko yi a yetimi di bibie restaurant yetimi kase bia wo afi de bia every month bia no and every week bia no yenye odo adidie na obi a ma eden ibedi ndo nim say the whole week no kwa wanya aduane ene a once in a while there obetimi akọ cooperative members ho no ma obetimi enya bibi ede adidi ye di bi nsuso ebetumi akase ye kwa koye afuo ye koja asase kase ne ayefuo me fi se ye betumi kura mpo akọ ne ahemfo bebra akasa ye betumi enya some site bi se ye ba be industrial special economic zones
industrial parks
ya ye ba be ye no ye betumi kura akọ pay investors free abontin abano mo so ba be boye na yakwa akọ jibi bi di se 100 acre land or baby and I say 100 kilometer land or baby and ye demarcate see the industrial park. As soon as our budget now obey our demarcation and the land values there crab kosoro. Now investors on board any community and as a chronicle partnership definitely will be able to create more employment. Yeah, a bit in the ama ubia benya bibi aye. And see ya buying ye say oh yeah petroleum hub wodumori 60 billion na aban so $60 billion or more raise. A lot of foreigners have come or more invest or more and land values there in Jomoro for those investment in Akosro employment creation in the manema be hold more Akosro. And the ni nyina here na say e benya opepa no na e betima side no see etimi create region bia no na say we dey starting say dey start e temane ade ya Akosro Kumasi mo some part so you see a create or region bia we can easily do it a lot of these investors never betima amana ye
senya kopon ya do na NDC mpanyufo bi kwam se afi ebra so we mu campaign mako forms ma file enti ye babeto abanoa adentina ese Samuel Ado Otu the biggest option and not any other for the vice chairmanship position. What is your unique factor? Am I down so sing ebia fofra baba?
Yo, my unique factor is say the media can catch the one. My experience in creating jobs.
Okay, job creation. Which is important anyway.
Job creation.
Yes.
And job creation is why you're creating also no. And you see a criteria you may be a cooperative job creation.
Okay.
Yeah, me work over 20 years experience in it. Apart from that, with my background as a lawyer, yeah, in terms of say crafty policies, making laws. Na members. I'm also an economist. Yeah, over the years, say buying policies are way, buying biaba or set policy objectives. It was set policy objectives for no designing instruments what they babe achieve policy objectives, and then they design institutions in the form of laws and compliance and regulatory issues to back it. So our policies and laws and regulation, we need people in the party who understand how these policies are crafted and how we can also relate with the party grassroots and communicators and so na yetimi achirichi mun yetimi apese ye bo aban na twidom no yetiniema na wo ye na se na ensusu ebetimi aboa translate ama saa vision no susu akofom na members nsusu watimi atiase no nyamo mfasodie ade ba ko amahu ni se wo hwe na ye ka ba party ho ye no se members na bre no we need to be deliberate about it. Because aban bia no ho asabi oba obechichi sika. And obi anso no ho no mo asabi ode achede ayeye. Unless say what there sua serious eye adwuma na say isi multiply sika. What does say?
Macho mitio. Obi anso ni mienti ayesere.
Oh say sabi obi betimi de achede akura yeye a na wasua akwan ya ofaso a or skill no. What does say? Or skill no because inimu nkofo ebra se be on papa no mo ye ajapade kese na sense o mo ani o mo che ansua ade no ntino ajapade ni be di o bonsa beble aton ama na share from nsa wa mo de meche no yes ntino saa nema we nyina no eye nema a me fa nse masua a me wo ne hunim de ya me fi se metimi ade aboa ama party ma no etimi enya so mfaso se na me di kan aka kire wo se o hwe Asante region dwumadi a yedi in terms of fundraising party no aba me di mu akotena bi ya me na me yo trend na finance committee abo ama asas kase mu nyina timi course etimi course ro ho no mo ye betimi abo ama ya fundraising kase ya saa nwuma dia ye pese ye die nyina no ye betimi anya ho sika ye de be ye saa ebibie saa nwuma nyina ma party for na nya so mfaso
adia miensa ana ke ma wakonya se vice chairman ana kwanchire for penimpo NDC nanka betimi asesa nka betimi asesa free NDC amanyuko
as a party.
Yes.
One
because answer now be contesting.
Yes.
You say what hade ache.
Definitely. Ade amahu ni say wo hwe the current structure of executive system no. Ye to aba na obi lu so a okotena nchen. Onye executive bill. Even onye delegate. But obi a we DC and also we minister. And also we government appointee. Free your appointee no di 3 months krampo no a for a delegate for the rest of your life. What I say? I idea me feel say me nya kwan na mesesa no because obi abeye party adwuma na wanya bi a 20 years experience as a constituency chairman, as a regional chairman. Na wo lusu a sa experience no ense say ye ma ode e free party ne mkotra nchen.
So mkoye part.
Also ye part na wetimi at least said the MC for any other appointees ye delegate for life for Tembia no di akire so wo say party na dwumade be koso no sa nkofo ri nyina so se omonya akwanya na abere ne don bia no nso di onim de ne ade a wasua no beboa eno no na ebeboa ma Tembia no even within the party no obi nhwe say obi a wo no ye to aba to no obi feli na wasan na kwa bam because so free mu pe na akwate say party no every ye free ya me fi say eno no ya de ba kwa edikan ya emwa de tosu bio ya me di kan kan ye no ye say Amra fifi ko tedi guidelines ba ye no ye say we executive a now per se wa wanya government appointment ro per se wo contest e wo say we den o resign meaning say you hunu party executive position say full time work ampa so full time work.
That's right.
Ya omo ye no 24/7 brand do bia no Tembia Saturday Sunday Monday Tuesday we are attending programs day in and day out. Now so no ye had then define mode of compensation bia na support bia ye de mom me ye lawyer my representative party for executives be bra say bi omo ton omo japade e dey support to party activities ya en ebi mo so free niema e dey ye party adwuma ayeka ye dan wo mo a e dey bi mo akoko to my representative be on pro bono amanye hwe enso so still ampo yaba party for yaba power for 1.5 years no omo ntimi enya bibia ntimi mfa ntua asa na ema na yade nyina no meanwhile no so na de enso abosome so a onya bibia free party nim be free say o se etimi hihye ya structure no in such a way say kwan bia befa so bia na ye betimi nya sika kakra no obi a woye executive no se wonne woye constituency chairman no wonne MC kura mpo nye the same akatua obeji bibia eye equivalent to say deputy MC ana say bibi na wono nso ohunu say adwuma na woye no bibi efri mu ye den eba ntinya say owo one Tembia no one ne MC enya ntokwa na so ne yehwe na all those positions nyina no some compensation ketenkete so ebetimi de abo mo besaka bibi nso aba welfare say obi edi party na chi koye adwuma na wakwa konya accident no wakopra no wadi dem ye ni structures bia ye de hwesa nkrofo no eno no say na wo see head aye deliberate ni ye system a senye ya mpo na ye bi de mepesi ye nkase ye bi insurance company banye ya mpo na ye bia insurance companies bi o ha betim no matena
NDC's insurance company.
Sure. Yes, I did NDC kwa na eto so we can have,
okay, with a different name.
A different name yeah.
The NDC there.
That a party na dia.
Okay.
With the numbers about 6 million no. Yet the omo nyina register na say ye hwe say abontesufuo nyina so betima eden. Aba mu bi. Aba ya ye insure omo ka na ade. This as ka na eba mu no mfaso no bi no. Ebe set some special fund bi a ye de be boa grassroots no. Ya san so de bi nso so ahwe ye party for man. Besak ka bibi about senior citizens a omo a deep party na chobi a deep party na 30 years wantimi ansidan wantimi antoka e daachi mu na
kaso wantimi antomo to ana bicycle
asa me kaso wantimi ansidan wantimi antoka wantimi anje bibia enso ni mfie mu na wanya 65 years waba akokoro na asa abrewa no sebe na didie mu ya eden na sebe wo hospital nyina nsi ama president Mahama ka ba ye ne the same insurance system is a horn kakra. Obu horn mokra na chese eduru ba bia de obedie ho oden de obeye ho ade o say timi hwesa na emani nyina na yetimi design some special card bia at least bosume bia no sampany for no obi a watimi a several party for not less than 15 years at least watimi a several party for a certain minimum number of years no ye betimi ama no bosume bia kakra ono so betimi ede afia no sanyi ya kra mpo de behwe no mpo na nkrofo a ya bo omomo bi adwuma no ye betuma ka se wo adwuma we ya wo ye no mo make sure say sa nipa ku we se mo de ye do mo ahye won sa wo na wo say bosume bia no pa bibi kakra ede ma omo.
What kind of an NDC ana Ghana phone hwenim NDC phone hwenim under your watch and leadership senior kopon yadom na ubenya vice chairman position na position, what kind of an NDC and the Yenhwenim say?
Me who is say NDC was here, Yenhwenim say no NDC
under your leadership.
Under my leadership.
Yes.
And yet NDC ebabe yet transition from one election to transition to another election to transition and peace building. Under my leadership, I want to see an NDC whose agenda is purely transformative, developmental oriented, growth oriented, ensuring that every member of the party's capacity is built. There is true effort, conscious effort and deliberate effort to empower the party members, to resource the party members to become financially independent, to acquire skills in whichever areas that they want to acquire, where they desire to acquire, and where they have the competency to flourish. We should open the floodgate for people to see where they want to aspire to be. Now you promote to Obia, so be officer and energy IT. Let's push them. Obi so officer or go into agriculture. Let's support them. Obi officer or no person they were interested in storage. Let's support them. Those are the areas I want to see. Say yes. And yes, a campaign kwa say debiano na yahwe na yatoaba na yatoaba ni wi a na afi akotena se na ye twen say yes abaye branch election wa kodi akire na yekoye constituency election na wadi akire ye regional election na wadi akire national election na wadi akire. No, they should have something a build them up na wadi a deep party na chi a what means so aboa ma party because ye ko opposition aya na party no emobo na sa nkrofo ni nyina no. That is what I want to see. Say, at least President Mahama did 24-hour economy abayi. Or the Ajuma national apprentice abayi. A private sector led. Yeah, you say benefit and incentives. You be lower tier electricity rate. Access to financial services. Say interest rate about from 10 to 15%. Yeah, tax rebate in the money na be. And no niyama awasi ya ekwepe ya nkrofo no. Said ye emre bi atwam ye te say ye ma company bi de say to be nko ne other people financial support for momo dia bebe kese no bibia ne hwa ye chance was ye nso ye betimi aboa ama ye members nso so etimi nya access to venture capital na obi akɔgye bi na sɛ ɔpɛ so build manufacturing firm or obi nya saa access to saa venture capital no bi anaasɛ sɛ maslog koraa mpo na opportunity bi wɔ hɔ no so bɛgya anaasɛ yɛbɛtumi bi another special fund a ɛyɛ yɛn ankasa yɛ fund a yɛ build yɛ yɛde support to business creation timi deɛ mefi sɛ it should be an NDC that is transformative oriented, growth oriented, development oriented, making a conscious effort for say the members now mo call now mo no at least obiara bit sometimes you know so we share party executives even with the main constituency regional executives crowd we say regional executives no ba be campaign actually we say party ne ba obe transform our life no mo kwa mo hwe no ho
a life won't transform me.
Yeah, that is it. What they are saying. And you know, if you say had a deliberate effort, now you empower woman. I won't say, Mra, you try by we, now parliamentary candidates will be on more. Now, constituencies, no preso, Obianfa, Neka, and they, Emrana party in Fanyajuma. Who say parliamentary candidate or your campaign, what it come. Now you try by we, when you may be enough, you were seen one from. What kind of signal do you give to the people? What does it? But as uncle phoning in an uncle Munya, parliamentary candidates in a chairman for the other day, a bit more resource or more, one case a bit maybe or Majuma. Yanko Benyan office and after 1 year, you know. Senka Jumana or Timisha said, oh, yeah, and Bana on Cornock a bit more on a car. Yeah, when he also been a party.
Road patches in
yes.
I got
a quite
now constituency chairman, the company.
Yes, no, yes, cleaning, hospital cleaning.
That's brilliant.
Any schools cleaning.
Yeah.
All these secondary schools in Yano, we can give contract to
President Muhammad Daruma E-blocks is say, oh, baby.
Yes. And one said the school, Bakum, you know, the Amawe say, no, and also any cleaning. Now making sure say one mother do doing no so yeah adwuma ono so ya busumi bia no woja bibia kra no ono so afa party for ibi say ya sebe at the same Zoom lion e sa nwuma no ye decentralize ehefo na sa adwuma no ya ni nyina no ye betimi apackage ni ye na ye nkrofo no nyina nya sa benefit for
but in all these things the bigger picture is who becomes a national chairman, and because of who contest in I'll suggest say you don't mention any particular name. But Oshe the chain now, to me, the three most important people, national chairman, you come to the vice chairman, then the secretary in that order. All other portfolios are significant, but I'm saying that as a party, so we need strong chairman. Nania or deputize the chairman no stronger because chairman can be indisposed and the deputy must take over and run. In some circumstances, even the deputies run. Mekai Professor May's time, any President John Dramani Mahama time. It's obvious, President Mills, President Mahama, a quite be brave, Emma Niye Juma, and President Mahama delivered. Unlike Nana Kufado, Ura Bamia, a quite be brave, Maniye Juma. Unfortunately, the economy beat him to the pop any day. So it tells you say the kind of character I'll be fixing as vice chairman and especially the national chairman are paramount to the victory of any political party near there. What kind of a national chairman, and limit your conversation to a secretary, national chairman and secretary, without mentioning a particular name, but the abusu nebekasa. Anna Ususe, NDC here at this present moment in time. I bet Wama war vision because some power can a corporate chairman Tibon Kosubia was a minina do and Kobe.
Definitely, you need a chairman. Yeah, or you already say about consulting. Na sabe obehunu say ahana me competency wo. Ahano mono na me fan say menim nim dia me hia say obi nso so bebo amama me nso madwuma na aden akosoro. At the same time no say hia chairman ya ono nso so no sabe party for ma no nso so no how ye ne how.
Okay.
Na da bia oboko katemu bi obadwene say party for no obe make sure say oba be transform party for no. Sabi sa wo hwa yeti ho no mu ya ye wo wiase ye bota ye nyina na se be so aba ama afoforo ayede atedi na kwa ba ne betuma so aba ama afoforo atedi se betimi abo ama nipa no etimi a transform na nsa kira aba na brabom ade na asofo ye so wo hwe so obe transform nipa na ma na we de watimi enya nkwaje party no nso dia ye ne se ye nti asole ye nti ye se obi a wo to ba bia na enye se abato keke ye si democracy no ya ba yes se election democracy.
That's right.
But I'm ready to see a bit more transform your democracy, no, from election democracy to a developmental democracy. Intino, me person a benya chairman, on also what transformative mindset said there. Miss me one bia. Now we you be where you ready say 1 year autocratic. Nemono, bibia we biano. Obe
all inclusive.
All inclusive. But at least I was also the vision say this is the legacy I want to leave. This is the impact I want to make in the life of the people. But at the same time, also, may say, your members now, Kasanso, no, Ubia so, any visionary on his own. No, Ubia so, who say, me botaye, damn, and you saw me, so me person me, me, and ye. Now, opportunity, no bar. Once you swank us what you will cause Ubia and who obey me, I want to be a who says, and also be so one Kasan so this is why me, person me, now one Kasan will start to push it. Say who district and also constituency, but won't say Juma will say, a Juma manage home. Okay. Indeed, Mr. Start about a push.
The conversation is because the next chapter, here, I think that my dear coming, but in the next 3 minutes, now me the way Senegal also be to my the other things, and maybe I don't know, you better touch on some relevant national issues at wow per se, but lastly, on your political front, when it has to, let's speak to, like, say, party in the vibrant, okay? I did back when I notice following and this in this. Yeah, two about we are constituency meetings, it's easy. Say good, so I don't know. And to me, no, can say 1 year, 10 months. No, I can say for Dominic Abenya, because I'm free. I can't say for others. By intelligence, I mean my package, they say most of the constituencies, your constituency meeting, branch meetings are good because you have power near there. And even sometimes when we are in opposition, say best at a meeting, not just a cabe 8 months, you have to have any idea. At the end, you bet me a year to give a consistent face. I am not saying say it can be usual and then I will not be practical, but I'm saying say once in a week, and share any possible, you beat my end once in every 2 months. So that we always keep the party base going.
Intino Nina no Jina, Sabe, agenda cry. What do you commit in or discuss? Ofia said you can say 8 months to term, and Pembebly, the agenda no Nina, so Bobby winning elections. You see, I win, you win election, we, Ubia no person or didn't take Pempo Benya Bibia, Sabe, or no, so the Becker no, the Biafan Bush for. Intino, baby be hono kwana sabi nipa bebre na no atu abakro kase ma oba be pushi enema ekeka ho na de aba ntimi fi se ese development issues ya discuss, transformation issues ya discuss, government projects and government processes no yetimi decentralize na ebe ya effective so the decision has to come from the top na it is a trickle down to the grassroots.
Because it's not to the time business are when it's a practical over here. You have a two abano. Unse you need a man for being common to abandon my Yakopa Yadoma say anything. Yakopa Yadom, who we knew we are. You also got two abano. And so we share sell Betty Vivi. Okay? Bia, and you may be edition in sa. And yes, can be edition in Butu. But Rechich same be a year catcher and say Sabain be a bar in the first 1 year, Yaba by no Juma. But Ebianka after 1 year, actually 2 years, the best at your home. Sense when Ebia will be anti to be and say a bina neglect. But Uncle Yanti, as you say, government must settle after say 2 years, and couldn't say after 2 years, no. But meeting soon the young queen.
Send the matches almost ever to Aban. Most of the town here, the rest is if you throw never. Not party for policy never back. Not party for. Okay, election, you cry about yeah, guidelines for the throw and Abba. Timetable for the members back which those timetable and guidelines they buy constituency for Bishia, region for Bishia discusses and money adninano. Intininano, a near ma me fee said, you see a way na tutu. But too many bar, Yana and Pembeblino, Ubia quack of plenty. As I say, to me, a deliberate Nian Croft, why? Umbit me, Adrene, ama party no. Omo mbe bom pa ya ama party no omo mbe bo party na ama party na nyeska no omo nso so a omo de omo ho oden any on nim the so bebo party no.
Mom, I think say and over for national chairman, vice chairman Timamenka. Sebi, send me back for deputy communications at Yakasa and TAD and Betum. But Tibrekese no, a so could be more.
That's
an
support
to us.
Yes.
In supporting with deliberate policy now, can enquire say, ye to a banivia, and I know say that's happened. But sometime, you know, I am not the government of the day. Jenny say, too many could not see the party of the day. Into one here, there could be friction even between party and government. But say at times I can say, look, party don't buy. There's no government without party's effort in the idea. Ain't you know, Ghanaians year soon. Ebia 100% and yeah, yes, sir. I hear you any 20% if your party for.
Definitely.
You just understand them. You're 1 more year in charge, you making sure say a Jumara policy 20% ben eco government or big push 20% ben eco government or eco party or mass lock 20% ben eco so that a bit falling in line for our people.
Definitely.
And
yes, me support 100%. 20% no plan this one. That's why I make us say I was seeing young crowd for among join a party celebration. Na on the other so to one war join my party and war give the rest. If you say and never be a honor as I said anka sabe party no said yana president a council of advisors no. Yeah, a council of state or mutu no for no. So I should have feel was a party no so no. A head I deliberate near advisors and so on. Meaning the council of elders were there. But meaning how or more mutu if I say be am penny for no for our near my
it's assumed the council of elders no. Only see two.
Yes, that is where me feel say I was say because no better name man be na fra bontiaba. Into omo na also omo he no mo guides at the minimum so omo ye there. But me feel say e dey be bre ho no mo na se say ye hwe na ye timi toto na ye hihye ni ye na ye timi eboa e ma party ni nya hoden na kunsu nya hoden na ejina ho bre.
Ghana Shema Medimira Samuel Adu Otu Esquire area. The last question no borders on national issues. 5 minutes and 3 minutes no fencing. But my name issue a year national inclined a dawa kuma so apese o touch on.
Oh, the American can cry Samijan fee gold board issue no.
Okay.
The fee say the Eura afanyo market ye ni nyina na propaganda because we share gold board transaction no a year 2023 and then PMMC Omone Bank of Ghana assign a framework agreement you know say PMMC and act as agent 2023 September.
Okay.
Omo act as agent no monto to sa gold no 2023 omo to between 7 to around 8 tons of gold. Omo transaction cost in na about 120 million. Yeah, I call Bank of Ghana book
dollars.
Dollars, yes.
Okay.
And then 2024 they bought about 18 tons. No, so how can around 450 million.
Yes,
and
$400 million.
2025 no omoto 37 gold board ebe take over no 37 ade wo mo ne say mra gold board they take over 2025 no immediately na enya dia o mbetima asesa sa framework agreement na PMMC ene Bank of Ghana assign no ba nyankopon cha de say no Ministry of Finance am make special budget for sa project na asamijam fi gold board ene anase PMMC no wo ye no ya say no a free 2026 ikona gold board enyo almost special budget no saka no enkoto Bank of Ghana subio in this year pe obi da asobo abono a eye abanda da na wo say da asobo no bono because samre na 2023 omode ba no na wo say government no e sha ase no wo de mra etoso na nko mo ye special budget for it because eye policy a abanda ba it is a free SHS and I said it say national apprenticeship program and I say BBA no a abanda ba the objective no nyina na say you be stabilize your currency. You be to mama inflation about form, interest rate about form. You be build the international reserve. And you know there is always a cost for any government policy. And the same thing also no gold board project and asset policy and so no. Star 1.7 you know a year cost for a buying ayinke to stabilize the currency. Yeah, 2023 the same gold buying you know a buy boka 120, 2024 boka 450. Now we insure boka 1.7 billion. In the nyadi bi asabe a gold board and I say Samijam Fina this are buy. This is say now buying I had a special budget for 2026. No? We hope sir free next year continue. World Bank and I say IMF issue of raising in I say Bank of Ghana no enyi saa cost near den free the books na nkoka government budgeting at the which the government have done in 2026.
Okay. Until also 2023 no.
Yes.
It was about 7 tons.
It was about 7 tons.
Tons of gold.
Yes.
Okay, and about $120 million.
$120 million.
Then 2024
18 tons.
On about $400 to $450 million. Okay, and then in 2025
it was 37 tons.
37 tons, so certainly a bit high.
Definitely.
And that was $1.7 billion.
Yes.
But you see, like, what's the word?
Oh, was idea and say, oh, bones, I'm say, Querina, ya my fuaba.
Okay.
But I won't even say, on Sanko, Jan companies, I didn't know we use man and as a fertilizer.
Okay.
Because any idea for.
Okay.
Utofi, now first surveyor, so on measure assassin amount. Now we are insurance, now for watch Maya, and now paint here. And your costs are related to.
Okay.
The building.
Yes.
What objective is so uncomfortable when we be at
say no put there. Say me ba adwuma Bosumi be meka. But me fa trotra a operational cost ni bia no.
Yes.
And menka say maboka. Ese me ti en na beboa me ama.
So we share agreement ni mu a Bank of Ghana yes say obetua PMMC 0.5 you refit the go so no percent of gold be obeto bia. Obesa tua 0.25
SC fees no.
There be a service fee.
Service fee.
I say fee is 0.258.
Okay, all right.
And only to test the purity and adding two heading that about 0.75 something.
Okay.
And an fee. Apart from that, no good, you're turning local currency. Now, we so financing it locally. Now you're trading international. Who trade gold no international? I'm turn as a discount. And I buy some per smuggling no because no say they would can now can on if you say international report to indicate say gold wa where your records so see ship any there abrofo no so mo saka no that different na smuggling be woman no we now ba say
in our books it was $2 billion.
Yes.
In their books $7 billion.
The $5 billion no. Now no with the gold board in place no I eliminate this I don't know. Yes. How can you eliminate that? You can only eliminate these differences when you are ready to pay competitive price.
That is giving discounts and all those ones.
No, paying for the move to small scale miners.
Oh, okay.
Because for the international market, higher price. Okay. And they also want to trade the same price, man. But we turning in area, we put any sort they build a reserve.
Okay.
In terms of gold, and now they have dollars to build reserve. Okay. And they say, "Oh, build the gold reserve there." And no. And you had the old town, more a discount to be a mobile. Okay. But about to say we have international reserve now, off takers, or no but at a discount. And this hard discount fee no why ka the okotoma no the okotoma no betua.
Okay.
And now I didn't also turn to see this no ya o turn price na the turn or world market spot no say about to say we convert it into your busua. Definitely accounting rules will apply as to say obefa historical cost and now the present exchange rate that is where the accountants will decide which rules should apply.
Okay.
And definitely there will be some valuation differentials. Value now what they determine. So also use historical value. Yeah, what they talk gold no. Now also use another present value of the gold no. Definitely depending upon the accounting rule apply. There will be valuation differentials. Nina na ukabomwa a master 1.7 year then eba. But me the idea there one say a stable currency. Inflation above from the international reserve, you see, about every year be an ebit made $9.5 billion. I can international reserve. I'm like, why am I now if it's our good year, Eba. Yeah, by 2028, and about about $43 billion, equivalent to about 15 months of import. And to any idea, in terms of policy, it's one of the best.
That's great.
Yeah, as I say, you be near the bohom by. Emma etimi gina abrane.
Yeah.
Na ekoso but MPP for who say. So we jai sa policy no man ekoso say the ekono a. No want to tumu to kura ma anse ya. Ana wa anse abani di won ho a. Enya de obetu abapawa.
Asem no mo no ti on.
Yes.
Nti yembom tokuro.
Yes. Mbom tokuro no obi ahunu say. Sebe ade no kura mpo na ye nyina ye boy nsem ma no. Because nya sa obede no waka say sebe. Afuo no why Adoma no ba na ba. na wani agi so opofo e de no ba ya papa kono na stable interest rate
fertilizer can dey wofu fertilizer nso enwofu so anka no buy no so
that is it
but at this moment no sorry so but you forget to say me say me call for deputy communications now so forget to cry say we call for vice chairman of NDC. Let's wear the cap of nationalism that made me say $1.7 billion no because this has to do with taxes of Ghanaians. Hey, the 37 tons your ton here, $17 billion a year rake in any a cost of $1.7 billion as a finance person. You can't crunch home. Now we could have done better. I can't done better.
Meaning this a can also mean the details of Sakano.
Because that's what MPP is saying. Until I want to
clarify. Well, so we are in a proportionate say. Me find say we say 7 tons 120. Na 18 tons 450. 18 times 2 would have been what? 36. Until 450 would have been 900. Is that also? Then if you do it proportionately, so the Abakase be 900 times 2, so 1.8 entire double. But at the same time also no until so benya declare a year echo money then you can conclude say e cannot e was one say
Mr. Samuel Ado Otu ma ya no wase and Mr. Samuel Ado Otu NDC National Vice Chairman hopeful last west na sorry so bia will be abachia na
oh mechia Ajay Mompani ne na boafo amachia your regional executives Ashanti region kanka regional minister and a regional chairman and political coordinator na me aminu Marvin ya we regional treasurer and a party for company in phone
great
na ma custom so munya abotre na mo pese yesi dan na wi e dan na yesi no sabe foundation no kwa obi no wa wosi dan ya foundation wo timi dam man ye je se wo de dan na nkasa no ye den isiso na dem poma ene nkense nso so boso nti yemwa na ye ntimi incomplete dan no ye dem a etimi dem faso abreye.
It's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
You know the football season is back. When your baba suddenly knows more than Ateta, your trotro mate starts explaining tactics, and your auntie who calls every player Ronaldo now knows Haaland and Mbappe. Suddenly everyone is a coach. Man, it's on! Come for the football, only on GoTV. Subscribe on GoTV Super Plus and watch all the games on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. in Ghana. Let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
The comfort afterwards for na beja na nuham wo mu a ema wonta adiem ye hwam na ni da ho safofro wo si ne mahia for comfort friends ya wo de samfro ne manimu no ansa na wahata afei sia bonten na ma wonta adien kasa mawo kwatu comfort sachet wo provision shop ana market ebe wo wonta adiem be ye hwam ena bebre comfort age babia fd age adwedie krato yatum.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy. Powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
This advert is FDA approved, not recommended for lactating mothers, pregnant women, and children under 15.
You know the football season is back. When your baba suddenly knows more than Ateta, your trotro mate starts explaining tactics, and your auntie who calls every player Ronaldo now knows Haaland and Mbappe. Suddenly everyone is a coach. Man, it's on. Come for the football only on GoTV. Subscribe on GoTV Super Plus and watch all the games on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
Ababeka Yensa. I'm off a pen already. Bra Monfantonoso. And this is my move. Hey! Women organizer. I was so Westbrook gone. But I'm not say. Women to the just person. Yes, see, near you name Neviano. Yes, so can I hear any man? No, but I'm happy for. I'm short of words. Anyways, your politics near Ukraine, but you're looking great.
Thank you,
baby. Channels when you're bad.
Baby,
need the radio. We are not a friend. Gucci. That's right. We're a power hat. What do you say? Entina penyo paba no. Position ya. Naima.
Yes, darling.
Akwaba.
Yenya.
Bibi aboko de. Baby sisi afi yenya.
Oh, yes. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
But yeah, first I can see my Go Super XP. Dura Plus, thank you. Kingdom Herbal Center, Union Pay. Me back now you do who I don't see. I'm a Ghana for but you'll be to join the conversation on Facebook Live on Accra 100.5 FM. Okay, I'm coming to win through quickly. Say I catch you say Union Pay card no. It was say could be na Oko Bank no na Oko Pay any bank of your choice. Oko also pay Union Pay card. It's say all transactions will be make it Union Pay card meet my boy. You over 183 countries. Into Bebwa ma no suppliers montem ago papa. The person we bia ewa manone no unya saka dia ebetimi abo. Now payments are very simple and direct with no extra charges. And to say other cards na mouse transaction wahala. And to say online shopping, travel bookings, and everyday spending. Mr. Because open Union Pay card, any bank you say what, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. Kingdom Herbal Center at the Kingdom Garlic capsules and bitters ababonting for immune booster. Also help arthritis, numbness, hypertension, stroke, heart diseases. Now Kingdom Ginseng Power capsules no there a member group for sexual weakness. A mad near tremendous capsules. A boat mahimfi honum yakama janambe neno mundiga 0597 298 855 and 0559 761 144. Dura Plus the assembly that when it comes to pipes, say UPVC and IDP pipes, quality no correct power, authentic and durable. Kopebi na all your electrical works and plumbing works bebwa na ye no implosive blockages into emu in konkusi na behaw. Omo asan so de ultimate water storage tank see bia ba I don't know our level indicator into no umpewi na peden 0244 336665 0244 336665. Go Super SPD and one will be adding going to come because a Mac engine no age na ye na Mac car no so lifespan 10 pa. Young can forgo my God yeah. Almost every kilo you move side by side. Ubehunu go out. Say Go Super SPD and only beat me a year machine no year. Okay. Set up the can no. Yes, sister Victoria Nema Abdullahi Ewufi Hanum na ene veti no course no ye be ho na ewrem na ye din komo kakra. Quite apart from that no ye hwe the tribunal and infasodia ye betime nye free so man any ni hia krampo say yes yitimi establish and re-establish because of course in the constitution na yesha siye adwuma na ebua Ghana enkankro. If the other issues are yakuye anymore, you beat me at the home come. Mema, Akaba.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, yes, just free. I was so West Ogon. Hot thing.
Yakupantum, I was West Ogon, be Biada Boko.
Oh, man, as well.
Mema, Mehoye, me Dinchiako see Coma, me MP, Noble Gens to the Melo. Okay. Then Hoka for Mama Gifty. This weekend, the Yamami did Juma Dias from Kubi. I bet town. By our swa, be a honoma, who I was so when say a elite community, elite constituency. That's what they call it. But one thing that stands out is the peri-urban community, which has very amazing and fantastic people, very intelligent and hardworking young people and old people. They also contribute to the growth of our economy. And these people, some of them are deprived. And Tiyamame epese or the legal justice, access to legal justice. Ekoho. Na otimi eko bwa womu. Senebeya. Obi wohonom na se or issues be and answer or legal issue. One thing that I want to say, we have all kinds of people who live within the community. You find some recalcitrant individuals they trade in all sorts of enema. Sometimes you can say it's to me a pose danger and risk to the lives of individuals. In Tinayana and Pempi, you know, those substances na amount for ni be real at home or honey. It's me a day in his share a bunny pani biafa. So due to that, you know, you see some violent activities a koso honum. So that's one of the reasons I necessitated the action me per se or by moving right to the people. Kato Park on Saturday, where she's going to be engaging the individuals now and to listen to their needs when it comes to legal aid and access, and also to give them education on what the law says about involvement in drugs. One kasa wonum drug no, and our abuse drug and then so she's going to provide all of these legal education with a group of lawyers. What put you together now? And the beauty of this whole Adena intervention or initiative, we know, a free until or say or identify the persons at risk. I say any legal services be provided free of charge. They are even going to cater for their transportation. Should they have to appear in court, you cater for their transportation. Yamahame gifted Dumelo or baby or batine. Now, the batine doesn't actually stay with her family, the nuclear and extended family. It extends to, individuals who say these are people who and she's done that consistently, right from the word go. Nikunu, the best stand they say. And as you couldn't who be see or say Yentu Abamano as an MP, right from the word go. She's been very consistent with helping the vulnerable people. And so this initiative is laudable. And I pray that the good Lord will give her the strength, the wisdom, and also the resources. I'll be to me a day, a year more in several other communities within the enclave. And even to the students. One of the aspects I'm looking forward to University of Ghana, that's one place I may per se you be extended this access to legal justice because there were a lot of issues some of these students FAC University of Ghana because a lot of them have left their families and now school hostels charge exorbitant prices and some of them cannot afford hostel fees. And who say was so coaching panaba and sana when you sikana or the akuchian hostel. And when we enter University of Ghana, Honona see it meet ye so cool for ya. And also bet me aboa Emma Yasha Kwaya rent issues see any papa rent control manager and so Juma pa or ye our extending the nationwide. And we'll see how the initiative can collaborate with the rent control to also see to it say every parent can afford good living for their wards, so that ombinya eye asopana so ombitiminya asumjo ombitimi sua adena ometima bedi omai so that edi amai enti ye beda omase so omodwen ye ho na omohwe ye mpuntu ne ye nkanko na omoma ayawa so we so gon first priority when it comes to anything developmental edana say ye best enti ye to yensa dia frɛ every person Waigbe town community every individual be a Waigbe town. I say what be Waigbe town. Na say uhia say ubenya lawyer ni manaka wasamama obi ne twa asase ho manso enam say wuni access to legal justice in nipa no o chitiw anase o sisiw anase bia wuni ukunu ensensem bi ekoso wo pese wo gya aware nanso unim kwan a obefa so a obekoso ebefa so ntino enu nti ama wato asaram ema areho na de bia wudi hwe na wankɔhye wo ho akonfo mame gifty dumelo essay na me adoma Saturday bra na fa wo hawo nyina bedan no na ono nso onyankopon adaroma no one a lawyer fo ene eye Ghana mra ntimi nkambom ne yenhwe ne yemfa wasem no nto bebia esse efata ebia wo ye oba bia wo ne bema bi ti de bia no osi wasum pam bibi na ebesi na obie wano a na yesi wasum sa e process no so ode wa femu ache na unhu bebia wo di uti befa oni kamafo a nyame adoma Saturday 9 o'clock wakato park no oni ye mama gift enhia wo hono na yenhwe kwan befa.
Okay, and Ingram yenhia from parliament. And the vetting committee to us.
Parliament. I think say man shut down vetting no from the beginning to end, but I've seen excepts.
Okay.
One of the excepts I've seen no me share sister Zenato Rollins, and this is a very beautiful woman, very well composed with skills, acumen is on point, and I think it's long overdue. This woman should have been there way back, long ago. Yes, and right. We thank the president for so Odenaba Abeka Yensa so Melboana Yenshena Ghana my in Tumpon. And as a female who is also very passionate about women development and empowerment, this is a very good step. And it's also an addition to what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is already doing for Ghana. He pledged that Ghana, Emmanuel Akwenya, na obedi president biwa, obema mado dona Akwenya, senebeya, omubetimi abeka amemu no ho. And Obaye na, so he lived up to that expectation. And me who say he's not relented on say o koswaye sa, o uswa oye, ena wachire say, Yemano Akwenya no so anase emrebe mo a obeye de chance a nti yemame addition no I am very proud of her, and I'm also very proud of her achievements, and for her also being even elected as the ECOWAS is it the Pan-African second the vice chairperson, and also one
but I think she'll be resigning.
Obviously, within the shortest period of time, or a lot of experience. That shortest period of time, even going through the elections alone, I know how these elections in the Pan-African space it works. You have to move from one place to another. Speak to people, individuals, people that are of high your friend is saying way or more positions I can see you have to engage them. And so those engagements every it puts her on a leverage the perspective, very good perspective about a position and I applaud the president for that. And then I also saw an offset of Yunia Bema Ayariga, who was our former majority leader. We saw when it comes to the parliament. We saw Ejuma Oye parliament, and we applaud him for that. And Ononsu Ye Nipebia, he is very firm. And for him coming into the local government space, I see him as a people's person. When it comes to the people's business, he's somebody that has distinguished himself. And for Honorable Ayarigano, I have confidence in him. Say, obi to me, aye Ejumano, local government sector, honor His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I have no doubt that he's going to, maximize the benefits that the government is looking out for. And then also, Oshe, him being the majority leader in parliament, one of the things that I see him doing is, you see, when you go to parliament, the structure of parliament, is said that every assembly, municipal assembly, and then you come to the MMDC, that municipal and district assemblies, and then the metropolitans. One thing that runs, supreme, and they say, near my parliament, and no be na replicated in the municipal and district assemblies. These are the same, procedures. in the parliamentary system. Those are the same procedures that are applied. The beauty of the MMDCs, and they say they are working in tandem with the technocrats. Many technocrats when they use many engineer for, many environmental officers, many agric officers, many all sectors, every aspect of our economy, health, education, they are all there, and they also, work with them. And with his experience as a majority leader, I have no doubt in my mind, say he will excel in this new role, and he will bring different, diversities. I heard him say one thing. Osinya me adum na omo approvina. Opese or day in sorry ni nyina kabum na National Cathedral. It's me complete. It's a good idea.
And so kwajo tape no mu twa ya mu ntwa ne fu. I think say Victoria ana or the issue no eba yi pa. So it means that he also added say opese den sorry back together. To build it. Until then, Ghana is Kasam Noka.
So the sorry neighbor together.
Aha, and I know the end is and can you never support him. Eh? Me Obabo.
Oh, Bobby, okay, my
Obama.
Yeah.
Okay, dear boy.
The idea of having a national cathedral is, in my opinion, a wonderful, exciting idea. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a national cathedral for the Christian community in our country. If you are asking specifically about the national cathedral that President Nana Akufo-Addo, when he was president, initiated, I also don't think there's any problem with the idea. I think it was a good idea that was badly executed. Otherwise, I don't think there's a problem with having a national cathedral. I personally had issues with the location. I thought that the location would rather just increase the traffic congestion in that neighborhood. And I also felt that it wasn't the best idea that, given the availability of a lot of land by the ocean, that we hadn't elected to use those lands that were free, and then we pulled down bungalows. The second issue is also that I believe that we should have mobilized a lot of private and philanthropical support for the construction. And that also, I think, was a shortfall of the entire project. But if I am approved by this House and I become the minister responsible for chieftaincy affairs, I will engage the leadership of the Christian community in this country. And I want to assure you that if they remain committed to the construction of a national cathedral, I will engage the president, and if it is the wish of the president, I will wholeheartedly support and mobilize for the project to be continued and, God willing, completed. We pull down bungalows. The second issue is also that I believe that we should have mobilized a lot of private and philanthropical support for the construction. And that also, I think, was a shortfall of the entire project. But if I am approved by this House and I become the minister, and then we pull down bungalows. The second issue is also that I believe that we should have mobilized a lot of private and philanthropical support for the construction. And that also, I think, was a shortfalling of the entire project. But if I am approved by this House and I become the minister responsible for chieftaincy affairs, I will engage the leadership of the Christian community in this country. And I want to assure you that if they remain...
Well, more past administration, but routine command, Nelson past administration, no. In your philanthropic,
we say no more bois.
Sorry,
yeah.
So what it means is that so nunya kwenya.
Na president man no eboa debi.
So I think.
And even so, o sorry ahodo na.
Kwado be steady what?
O sorry ahodo no bebre na. Ade omo ye ne say. Omo bo modin ma asori ne ba together. O share Methodist Church, Pentecost Church, the Catholic Church. They have always raised funds within the asori.
Yes.
And our omodi developmental project. Into Osha baby to say schools are be a secondary schools, basic schools, primary schools are most of the in sorry no one now. MPMP, you know, sika omo gather from the members of the church. So media makoye Christo need ye. Make us assassinate the yenya shase and I had digging no deep. Pacho yebesi wo honum say yebesi o say honan yesino. Because if yen fence here, the only alternative I the say be the extension of Ridge Hospital.
Well, the criticizes are there no enye ne yesan kwesi.
There be enya criticize here, criticize here say enya priority. No, we talked about the priority of it. Na say see obi also can say priority. Eya vetting who asem na ye ka. Okay. And I papa ayariga ko akọ ho asem. Ye ntimi nya nkokon ketenkete was asase ne so mpacho. Insase a abanda da no etwa ye de ma for individuals o mudi sisi real estate o ma ton nya nsase ketwa. Enti se o matimi di bi nso ato ho se ye fancy asori a. I think say it's in order. Well, you can't vet in a
personal wish. Changing our mind, no personal fa.
And you will be personal wish.
For the personal wish.
No, you see, let me tell you something. We are having a conversation. Yes, the conversation is based on a vetting. Vetting, no, so I don't want people's opinions to come and be infiltrating in what we are having now. And yes, I will drag our conversation.
You perceive people's opinions.
You understand? No, we shouldn't do this. This conversation must be straight on point. Okay. We are having a conversation, and the conversation is about vetting. And there's an individual, what you say, individual na ba, and our ban near vetting, and you be san cathedral once, and no cassette president man quine. Say yenya. Number one, no president in Yanya Emma who. But we are having patron to me my president. No, you cannot speak for the president.
President condemn that act course or cathedral.
What condemn say cathedral near wrong say Siana.
President can say cathedral wrong. But president say is kaya how as a country.
And you see
president is what Siaka say yenya ready say do mind Ghana CKBC. In fact Nana Kufa the crash here.
No, obi anso debut. Papa ne kasa no kasa the Omaisika neighbor besi. Ayariga kasa, and he has not spoken about Omaisika. The president did not also condemn the cathedral idea. He did not condemn it. That procedure, no, yeah, the bear then saying, Oko a friend saying, Amanonia. The big cathedrals are on there.
Between the cathedral.
They're not there. They're being patrol. Let's not go on that tangent. I'm coming. Wait.
You said you are
patrol TMU.
You are coming.
Yeah, about Ayariga vetting.
Did you say you are coming?
And then Ayariga vetting was semono. The conversation is that he said, if it is the will of the president, and also with the support of philanthropists.
And they agree.
Because when it comes to churches, you're outside, you're Christianity. I'm telling you, said there are churches that you can write to individuals that will be to me at all. You see, let's have Christians have this conversation and then begin
I am equally a Christian.
And America says, "Oh, catch me see you can do the better now." I sorry them. I sorry now.
God does not believe in us.
I sorry now. Until hono but also baby amienu ni mi ense hie bia no ye de ho
but he doesn't
say ye hia wo ye dem kwa wo ho and onu say yensi what them saying adentina yensi cathedral wo dem
maybe they say
yensi what them saying there's a land here they are shas here so omudi si cathedral
as a country but with Christians money and philanthropic work.
That's exactly what the gentleman said. Let's stick to that.
Sesiano. Ekagana hawana.
My brother. The whole conversation is on Ayarige's vetting, and the question he was asked about cathedral and what now he is going to be on the minister for a year. What do you call it? The chieftaincy. Yes. He will be approved. Say nyame adom na say approving no. Na say president Jitu say cathedral no mean say obetimi apesika na ye de aya. Koso neko pesika. Ye nyina ye be supporting am na ye. We all support it.
I think that.
Ye be supporting no.
I think that.
The president nya Jitu na say honorable I got me mobilizing the resources and the funds.
That is the Christians and the philanthropists.
If he is able to mobilize resources, because I know that guy. Minimum honorable I young ko si opampa e be si obebi e shase na.
Hey, na mama kufu
abeso. Ehwa na e be si no. Ehwa na e be si no. Ehwa na e shase, ehwa na e be si no.
Politicians.
Ehwa na e be si no.
On one cathedral that yesu ho no nye no
na me say how na
Victoria be kan bi wo hayi
kati mimi be kan bi me pacho mesro I beg you mini wundi cathedral ho
Victoria
mini wundi cathedral ho
are you saying you support it?
No, listen to me mini wundi cathedral ho I have no way and I'm telling you that I haven't had a conversation with you or anybody on cathedral. I am saying that the cathedral no if you be so any wish so Diana nyame so nsi dan so the country's money has already gone into it.
But I just want to tell you
the taxpayers money
of the people of Ghana say the cathedral we are not going to
that is your own issue and you want
to build schools
and you want me mamba say me no be argue on that. What I'm trying to tell you is that the state funds on Mainisika has already gone down. As ukwa ya digging deep and I did mimisika e de akwakosi sa place we'll finish it ye be wie misika wo ho enya sa age say ye kone akọ calculate na e de obi asika ma no ansa na mo decide say mo take away misika kan ye be si
misika na ye betima yi no ama
nyame ya adom na say excellency John Amani mama Jituma will build it ye be si
President Mahama
ye be si
President Mahama will approve
ye be si we need a bigger space for our God. Our God is bigger than that cathedral. We need a bigger space. We need a bigger space for our God. Ye baby kesi ema ye nyame ema na ba betena ho
I think
me see o twede apon nyame bema ayarga nya sika me esi cathedral no cathedral no so ma sha se pa mo dey sika kwa she form no we will build it
me Mr. Ghana we here
Pacho me ka tribunal asem no why his excellency aya dey bia time mo ko let's talk about the tribunal yanka tribunal na asem why
no support no dey me enko yenim
so Ghana cathedral
you finish the tribunal ya be pon wa
cathedral no ade bia Mrs. sorry cathedral nyame de o se nyame adwuma na hwe na ade akoso intino tribunal na Tribunal na is excellency John Dramani mama asset no me de papa me de emra ye she nkomo na se no mi hu se nkofo bi kan about dark days ni ade eye aban dada no during the PNDC time omo be kika nsem bi fa tribunal ho say it was not done constitutionally and that the selection was done by choosing lay people. And then they will have a supervisory role by people who have legal knowledge. Intino na reflect the justice system and what it stands for. So say we share the new bill now, and yet new basically it is something that has come to empower the Chief Justice. Because we share article 126 and 142 of the 1992 Constitution, no, Emma Chief Justice no ho kwan say on setting up regional tribunals and district tribunals, and in the setup, no, and the composition of the tribunals, no, na che say oko regional tribunal na nipa ye no say onye the chairman of the tribunal, no, lawyer ni awaye adwuma more than 10 years, our experience in the legal field. After we na oma selecting nipa 5 and also will be done by the Chief Justice. This is uncle for no nkofo ye be selected from all angles. all sectors of the lawyers, but opinion leaders. Ebi so ye accountants. Ebi timi kwampa ye lawyer ni, but on ye lawyer ni awedi onya to say 10 years of experience. Are unqualified to be a regional. It could be a lawyer as well, because it's all about people of influence. And so when they find out say football how ma bobra sefata within the community, and Chief Justice in his own wisdom, no, ebi timi aka say ohini bi wo hono ma ye hu say yakoye nhwehwemu national security at the satellite at also and we say wo ohini no wo na wa makwan e na galamsey e koso e community sa ahini no enya dia wo be qualify say obeka such a team and you know that's the composition. And then you come to the district tribunals, which you also see to a lawyer for almost so a year juma over a certain period of time I do 10 years no almost so ebenya akwenya no na oma head a district tribunal. And then they also select individuals who also support them in the discharge of their duties. Now they will also draw their powers from the superior courts. No, they have a supervisory and or an oversight responsibility over the tribunal judges. No, now what the tribunal seeks to achieve, no, be ne say oba beshene a fast track cases. The regional and then the district levels. Okay. Because one thing I who say in same bebre and I say every time the alcohol police station a docket see a pile any ye wo de ye pia de court. Wo de court no so ye wo ho friend saying insunsan so a MPP no e deba. Now when people are delayed justice they are na ekoba ne say ye did not remand. Obo how da remand 2 years 5 years in yentimin kana semun speedy up emani nyeden emani hu say medi for na se medi bem na owo hono bisa se hwan sika na yede hwe na ban sika na yeden ene yede hwe no so later obeba be hu say nipa no ne fa ahudi na ye free ni say nya sa na tie no do you do compensation emra ne masa ne ma no ho kwan so sa that is nipa no we see what say gunini ma say the trauma and the way na nipa betime su be no so to san de na go through a whole lot of procedure biom. And son but if we have a system, a fast track system, even the system will let you even quickly get out of whatever remand until there will be no need to sue. What must say? I think say a good step. And then also when you look at revenue collection, you won't go baby almost flat in land a friend is saying what they call property rate in the taxes near the uncle for so much. The property rate 2 years, 3 years won't share. Okay. Ena sanko fu nyina ochi na court be na ade nko gina odi no court criminal cases aye ma wo hono ye de ne akoka until such people will also be brought before the the court tribunal court near fast tracking the case near jiska na eden efini sem near their building or mine. Then we also have sanitation issues and the flood in Ebui first na nke obi efeni town council tankasibo eno na town council no town council for no mobile msho brown oba ye hwe bebia wa sori wa pra anape wo pra ha wan mini pra we ni pra ene we na also pra wan pra ene ne macho e ho no na tribunal ye den e wo ho nti ye chiwa na ye de ukọ ne akwa ho kan wa asem ne ya samai wo saman ye sama wa ne achi na ni nyina ye de boa nti tribunals no ene etimi boa ma etimi push sa enyema we because there's so much money to be made within our various communities, districts, and then municipals. Market here, they are flouting the market way. And do you know the sad part? There are individuals, offices, they work with the district assemblies and then municipal assemblies. And instead of so, rates, no, the ban, bills, BOPs, no, the ban, na, wadi. Because as a system be anywhere, now that the municipal assemblies, no, try some pay ways and means, some of these taxes no needs media ability or mine. And then you find some of the taxes to being taken out. They take it and then it goes into a whole lot of expenditure near the idea. And none goes into government interventions and projects and services as well. So some of these tribunals comes to also serve as a check on who is the municipal assembly head, who is flouting the rules. Why not also those people know you have a place that you can send them to demand accountability from them as well. And it's a very good idea. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ediaba. And it's very laudable. And I pray, say, Ghana for in I be diso. Then be a bit me aboa. Because and then I be awful say here. kai say ochine bia wo nua bi benya asem afi we nya asem ye gina ko ye se yemfa ne nko remand na oda remand de bia na wo chance wo mkwan se yemfa na nko so wo no so oda ye ndia de bia na wo so okoye ndi de bia na obetimi akọ na o loved one somebody you build a good relationship with na for some reason and distance intino na wontimi nya nipa na ne na twetwe adwen e ho so ye de wo kwa ye je wo fa wo di fi nsem intino mobile phone kwa wo nya bi mpo na wo di nkomo. So I think this is something that we all have to accept and then move forward. Now can't you know if anything ayariga sem say debate now sorry anything na ma me refi. One thing that also caught my attention when he tell me omo be pon no kwa no me hwe ho omo ba be pon ne vetting no.
Okay.
O say arena Mr. Ahiafo. Honorable Ahiafo.
Yes.
So no chairman of the vetting committee. So then obo ni law din so one body reading. Oh, ne hono na me yakpa because
ya say they be famo in law ni dia.
They be say or the entourage. And the buy. Ubo be the first impo no mo bod o wife din first and sani abo be din.
He decided to mention the wife last.
They be when decided papa ni sorry no say no abo me reading o ubo me lord no abo me reading. Now
Mr. Ahiafo anya
the prayer. O to ne bona. Oh. Nefe.
We are justice for Ahiafo. All right. So
it's me mom congratulations.
Okay. But by any moment can me say they were married, honestly.
Oh, me dey me concerning 3 months ago.
Oh, so it's fresh.
Oh,
okay.
3 months ago na.
I'm fat home so.
Aye. O say ba no a very noble man.
A very cool man.
The casa cry na hwe ni di me na.
Very cool.
Or TikTok.
Was it off air? And let me say this, make I just say he'll be a very good husband.
Yeah, he did.
I said it off air. I said Mahama Yaraga will be a very good husband. Yeah. I'm not a woman, but from what I see.
A nice man.
Yeah.
This lady na lucky. Hey, honorable. Honorable is lucky.
I will also be a very good husband.
Hey, but MPs no dey. Omo ye bi ho.
Hey, some person over. MPs ni ene.
Hey.
MPs ni ye bi say.
They are semo.
Vic. MPs ni ye bi say.
No, that be like no, I mean me bomb abaso.
What bomb abaso we are mani see now cause MPs ni ye bi. Omo ye den.
Omo je omi like they are.
Why na jina?
They mo be saraba ko cast me this year ka. Oh, me asem no.
Wonu say na time bia me no bi din komo me camera wusi a me bese me koso bi no bia ka se me na me ko pia obi to problem. But one wa ko fa issue ya ba say MPC I na bi kwajo we dey say me probi. Hey, justice for the MPs. O say MPs ni ye bi omo ye den.
By the end of the year the na say
say okay, nzebo. Bye. Te kure.
Obetina chairman, regional chairman, the woman organizer so. Aware. So Betino, na chairman be say, oh, me ma wano. We ma wano.
Oh, so somebody na.
Baby, see ya, then fine.
Vic, we are body and then somebody I can say no.
Hey,
I no be there, but I feel also control him. But it's beautiful. But I agree with where you say constituency chairman. Be also new women organizer.
Na ya worry.
Monsuma worry.
Oh, but be wo there's a constituency be. Be wo sa. A constituency chairman women organizer o ma worry.
Fanti akwa south. MC you know. Ni ku na ye.
No a women organizer.
Yes. I ho na nka akọ no. So na me free o.
E ho na free.
Oh, me free si no.
Oh.
Me free chimsi no. Fanti
me call her campaign and I was very excited and it was very nice.
You've told me before.
Maybe I'm be another version. Me catch
you didn't come home. Who say who catch me say me catch you say me frozen no. And so what campaign they are nice people. And you na catch we so you ready who one.
So I was so wait.
Anka obe waro ho.
Say me nko biom.
Banka obe kwa.
Say me nyo bi anware.
That is somewhere called the Wariana.
And Kebisi Kamekwa, Mina, the corner.
Honorable Mahama Yaraga issue in Akofa Winabana.
They be a nice thing. You see,
but it's nice.
Obani Bema, when we are together like that.
And the color blend. And
very
said,
nice.
Mameno, Ejekakra.
Yeah.
Anna, you were Mahama Yaraga, so
brown, or a Melanie.
Or a chocolate.
Chocolate
color. Or a chocolate color.
But sister, no here for
Millicent,
a boy. So who na name to pa?
She's nice. I've seen her before. She's beautiful.
Very nice lady.
Millicent. She's an ever.
Debut Ofi Sunyani West MP.
Bono Hono. Yeah, Sunyani West. That's right. Wow. We wish them well. Yeah. But I think that yes, film in Tiankai. If you have seen, I quite know. They say Mr. Master if you move here, Hannah.
You shame call you opener.
If you had a minion, be an company. It's against the rules. Why not trust a rules? You're trying.
TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV, the citizen's power.